track for our entire season. Dylan's popularity continues to rise, and if you get the chance to see him, trust me, he puts on an unbelievable show. You've got to go. Take a look here at his upcoming concert dates starting at Omaha and Milwaukee this weekend. Take your phone out, scan that QR code. It will take you directly to Dylan's new album. The country music star will join us multiple times throughout the course of the season on this pre-race show, starting at Eldora a little less than a month from now, as we lead into the Dirt Late Model Dream in early June. Welcome to FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, coming to you live from our studios in Bloomington, Illinois. And first and foremost, let me start here with a little bit of an apology for the technical issue we had off the top of the show last night, as you saw. Or I guess you couldn't really hear me. You could see me. You could see me gesturing around and moving, but we had a little bit of an audio issue. As you can see, we have a revamped studio. Derek Kessinger no longer in the studio. It's me kind of flying solo. So I wanted to apologize for that technical issue that we had last night. It has kind of made us rethink how we're going to do these. We were changing the pre-race show anyway. You couldn't hear me explaining that last night, so I'm going to do it now. We're going to have a little more compact version of these pre-race shows when we're not on site. Like, we will be on site at Eldora and at Fairbury. We're going to keep these a little tighter for you, the viewer, and get it out to the racetrack to Ben and DJ a little bit sooner. So we will be in studio tonight. We will be in studio tomorrow at Lincoln. We'll be in studio for Marshalltown. We will be on location for the next two at the Prelude to the Dream at Eldora, and then, of course, the pre-PDC at Fairbury. And then after those, we're going to reevaluate before September. We may have a surprise for you with how we'll be handling the studio shows as we move on FloRacing Night in America. But it's pretty much business as usual here the next couple nights with a little more compact of a pre-race studio show. But now it's time for night number 2 of Illinois Speed Week. And as I mentioned last night, Derek Kessinger is no longer with us. He's not dead. I want to be clear when I say that. He's just not with us in the studio anymore. He's still alive and well. He's just moved on to insurance, which means my co-host for these pre-race shows is not D-Suave anymore, but Kane Runyon, let's bring him in. It's the one and only Kevin Kovac who will be joining me. Kovac, let's start. Did you like to notice I said Derek's not dead, Kovac? He's still alive. He's just not with us in the studio. So let's start with last night, Kevin. It was really special. We had the technical issue here that allowed me to drive to LaSalle because it's about an hour from here, but I wanted to take it all in. From your seat in Pennsylvania, how cool and how special was that last night, that grand reopening of LaSalle? Because it was awesome to be there in person.
Well, I'll start off, but like, you shocked me when I looked up at the screen watching that race last night, and all of a sudden Michael Rigsby's up there in the tower at LaSalle. I'm like, how did that happen? How did he get there? It was really a cool night. I just looking at that racetrack, that it looked, the green grass and that infield, that you know, I mean, it just gave it a different look. It was almost like a different racetrack just by having that color there. The place looked great. And then when you see that video of that line of all the people waiting to get in, I mean, every time I've been to a racetrack, it's like you see that line and you're like, man, something's big happening here. It's a cool atmosphere, and you know, people want to get into this place. Right? It brings some anticipation up, and that brought it up to me. And I thought the race was pretty darn good. You know, like there was, you know, like I guess during that the feature got pushed those tires down. Wish they could have stayed out there a little bit more. But there was top, there was the bottom, you know, middle there. I mean, guys were racing all over the place.
Kevin, this is, you know, a few years now we've been doing Illinois Speed Week. We expanded to 5 dates this year instead of 4. The weather just looks spectacular. We'll touch on that. I really believe, like, I thought Illinois Speed Week, because people said, hey, you've already got the Summer Nationals. Why do you need Illinois Speed Week? And I said, no, I want all the best drivers in the country in Illinois for an entire week. And we've got that now. I am a little surprised at what a niche and niche this thing has carved out. That was, Nick Hoffman tweeted it was a World 100 field last night. That might be a little much, but man, the intention of the entire late model world, and really motorsports world, Danny Dietrich and Tyler Courtney tweeting about this last night. Illinois Speed Week has become a pretty cool thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like kind of, I mean, you can still get some rain this week here, but man, it's like, what was it last? Wasn't it last year? The year before, it was like 90 degrees.
93.
It was so warm. This week, it's like looking like sunny, and when it's sunny, Yeah, it just brings, I mean, everyone's feelings are so much better. I mean, you just feel the vibes in the pits are just so much better when it's nice weather. And we're only a couple of weeks away from Memorial Day, which is typically like that's the beginning of that summer season, you know. And but here, this got a nice little niche. Like you said, it's not the Summer Nationals where all these guys couldn't go run the Summer Nationals races. Right. There's so many outlaws in Lucas Oil races, and now you got all these. I mean, so many good guys competing. Almost 50 cars last night. It's got a great atmosphere for the whole week.
That's atmosphere is the key. Where you could feel it when I got to the facility last night. Kevin, you always call the Brownstown Bull Ring in Fayette County, Illinois, the hidden gem, or at least I think Derek Kessinger used to say that you called it the hidden gem.
D-Swab,
yeah, D-Swab used to say that. I actually think Spoon River is the original hidden gem. It wasn't Fairbury, it wasn't Farmer City, it wasn't Tri-City, it wasn't LaSalle. I always felt like Spoon River got overlooked. JD, I remember watching it early FloRacing night in America and watching it from home and going, where is this place? This doesn't look like an Illinois track. I've got to get there. Where we're at tonight, Spoon River, it's one of the great Illinois tracks that probably doesn't get its due. I think you agree with that.
Okay, so I remember in 2014, my first year of Dirt on Dirt, going to that Summer Nationals race with all you guys, you know, and you know, you didn't like pump it up like this is going to be the greatest race in the world. You know, I mean, you didn't say it wouldn't be great, it wouldn't be good, but I didn't come in there with the big, huge expectations. And I'll tell you what, like layout than most, you know, Illinois tracks. And I mean, I think there were 3 guys going for the lead my first time I saw it there. And ever since then, every race been competitive. I mean, I'll put Spoon River up there on the top of my Illinois Land of Lincoln list.
I think JD has it officially as his favorite. Hurts my feelings at Fairbury a little bit, but you and I have talked about the weather and how spectacular it is. Don't forget, if you're watching this right now, we are in night number 2 of 5 of Illinois Speed Week. All 5 of these events this week can be seen live on FloRacing. I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel pretty good about the forecast right now. I like this 2 angles from me here too, Kane. I kind of like this. little left, little right. I like this. LaSalle last night, Spoon River tonight, Lincoln tomorrow, Farmer City for Lucas Oil, $25,000 to win Friday, and Fairbury for $30,000 to win on Saturday. So a big week coming up. The weather's like 73 and sunny every single day. It'll be phenomenal, and we will have all of them live on FloRacing. We're going to step away for our first commercial break. Kovac and I will have more on Spoon River on the other side. You are watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We are back live after this.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
The fastest
aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
Back straight away, he'll go to the inside of Shirley. Did he save something for the final laps of this one? Waving the white flag, 1 to go, and we're door to door for the lead. Shirley on the outside, K-Rob on the inside. He'll make the pass, slides up and makes contact with Shirley. He'll take the lead off of turn number 4. The Bloomington, Indiana racer, Kent Robinson, wins at the Spoon River Speedway.
Welcome back to FloRacing Night in America, our studios in Bloomington, Illinois. I'm Michael Rigsby alongside Kevin Kovac. Kevin, that was from 2020. Remember the COVID year? It feels like 100 years ago now. K-Rob nipping Brian Shirley at the line, getting him on the last lap all the way back in 2020. Were you at that one too? Was that the Summer Nationals year during the COVID year? Were you there?
I believe I was, because I can remember talking to Kent Robinson after another great race at Spoon River. You know,
He's been good there too. Yeah, he's been good there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff that's happened at Spoon River. Isn't that where that's where John Henry had the
solo?
Right? I believe he had he was the solo when he wins the race, right?
Yeah, drove the rig, crewed the car, won the race, and everyone's pulling out, and there he is standing around just looking at his car, and Todd's like, we should help him. And we're like, no, he's got to finish the story solo tonight. Speaking of Todd Turner, let's take a look at the Hall of Famers take on tonight, his graphic that he has every week. I thought this first one was cool, Kevin. First Summer Nationals win ever for Billy Moyer was at Spoon River all the way back in 1986, and a couple other guys picked up their first Hell Tour wins there. You knew Todd was going to do some quirky one, right? What the Fork? Yeah. Spoon River, no relation to Big South Fork, North Fork, or Fork Mountain. Of course, his Spoon Fork. There's no knife. He could have figured a knife in there, I guess. Track's first $10,000 payday all the way till 2016. I think that's part of the reason it flew under the radar, is it didn't have a lot of big paydays all the way until then. And I don't think a lot of people would know that Tanner English, the only guy with a pair of top 5 finishes in the FloRacing Night in America events there. I think a lot of people might not have guessed it had been Tanner. Local champ, a guy not a lot of guys in Illinois may be familiar with. Tucker Finch of Jacksonville won last year's Super Late Model Championship. And Jason Fager closed out last September with a back-to-back victory. He loves Spoon River, the 25 car. That is Todd Turner's notes and tidbits on Spoon River. Kevin, I know you're the king of notes. As we get ready to throw it out to Ben and DJ at the track, what do you got leading for us tonight at Spoon River?
Listen to this one here with Bobby Pierce wins last night. That's 13 of the last 14 races. He has a podium finish ever since Speed Weeks. Remember, he's winless during Speed Weeks, and here he is, 13 out of 14, 8 wins in that. That's including 8 wins. 6th place finish at Farmer City's opener of the Line I 100. That's his worst finish, and that was because he had to go to the rear of the field in a tangle. So he's on some sort of roll, and no surprise that he's number 1 in the country. And, how about tonight? One guy to keep an eye out, Jeep Van Wormer, back in action, right? You know, he got a little deal together with Jason Feger to do some racing. I believe the last time Jeep raced was 2023. I don't remember him racing anywhere last year. I think it was like August 2023. His last feature race, in a bigger race, was back at Merritt in Michigan when he raced then. And one more note about last night, well, and considering tonight, 19 of the top 25 drivers in this week's Dirt on Dirt Power Rankings, they were in the race last night. It should be 20 tonight because Hudson O'Neal is supposed to be there also. So 20 out of 25, as long as we don't lose anybody from last night, that's a pretty stacked field.
Well, Kevin, when you think about that, how many other events, like other than Eldora and maybe like Volusia, does Volusia even have 20 out of 25? I don't know if they do. Maybe some Lucas Oil Speed Weeks. No, that's got to be about it, right? Eldora Speed Weeks and this? I can't think of where else it would be. Just the Illinois piece helps it so much, right? These Illinois guys can all be here, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like maybe Eldora might be the only one because like a guy like a Corey Hedgecock, Zach Mitchell, Josh Wright.
Sure.
There are those few that aren't going to be there racing this weekend, this week, but man, they'll be at Eldora. And so, man, 20 out of 25, you're not going to get past. I mean, we can even look in the, also getting votes. I bet we got a few more in there too. So
the others receiving votes. Yes. A couple of final thoughts I got. Kevin, you guys have documented the new National Late Model Tire Rule, the new tire that came out from Hoosier here that's been kind of a lot of the buzz around the industry. I didn't get to spend a ton of time in the pits last night, Kovac, but it was clear, and I just wanted very quickly, 30 seconds, your opinion. Most guys told me, hey, 5 tracks, 5 nights, 5 different surfaces. We're going to learn a lot this week in Illinois. What was the takeaway, 30 seconds or less, from Mississippi Thunder? Because they kind of felt like, hey, Illinois Speed Weeks is going to teach us more than we've learned so far.
Oh yeah, you get those different, night after night of racing. But I saw a couple weeks ago the Lucas race at Georgetown. I was at when that was a lot of the guys' first time with it, and also Mississippi Thunder. Shannon Rush from Hoosier was at both of those events, and he hasn't really heard many complaints. I didn't hear complaints. Everybody that I talked to, like at top finishers in both nights, both tracks that I've been at, they were all like, hey, I mean, it hasn't changed Bobby Pierce's performance. That's for
and he
sure.
didn't get to test him, right? He was worried because he didn't get to test him that it wasn't going to work out. I think he's okay, Kevin. I think it's working out.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well.
You know, and to mention, one of the other notes I had was I hope we can all kind of sit back and appreciate like what we've got here in this Flow Night in America / Illinois Speed Week right now. You know, it wasn't that long ago, Kevin, pre-COVID, we were not racing for $20,000 on Tuesday nights. And Carson Ferguson sent me a text I wanted to mention last night. He said, hey, it is not lost on me that in front of 4,000 people in a grandstands on a Tuesday night, there are 50 late models here racing for $20,000. It's not that long ago we weren't doing this, Kevin. Like, I guess I just want everyone to go, you know what? This is pretty freaking cool. This is pretty cool. I hope the public can appreciate this, you know?
Yeah, it definitely gives you some. Look at this on a midweek night. You get to watch all these race cars out there at some cool racetracks in Illinois. It just gives you. It should get everybody even more excited to go racing. In this summertime coming up here, right after Memorial Day weekend with the Show Me 100. Get all these big races started, and I think this is entrenched now as a good week to lead us into the big parts of the season.
Last note real quick before I throw to Ben and DJ. Spoon River, the only place in my life I ever showed up at an event and there was no one there. It was the old Mid-American days. It had the flyer, come to the race. We drive. They'd canceled it. Nobody told us. We got there. Nobody on the property. Spoon River, the only place that's ever happened. Did you ever do that? Or I'm guessing that's never happened to you.
Oh, I've had that happen. I was at Hagerstown Speedway one time. I was there. I'm like, this was back in the day where it was like, I didn't even think tracks were canceling when it was really cold, but we drove over to the racetrack in the morning. It just was like there was, tumbleweeds blowing around.
Yeah,
it was
same.
Nobody there.
Exact same thing. Not even a mowing guy. That'll do it for us in the studio tonight. Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett will wrap things up on the pre-race show on location. And we're going to start doing that a little bit more this year. Compact the studio portion a little more from the track. I'm actually, believe it or not, Kevin, I'm leaving here and I'm heading over to Spoon River. I'll probably make it for heat races or so like I did last night. So I'll be on air again to shock you again tonight. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow. One more commercial break, and then Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett will begin things from the track. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Kevin and I will see you tomorrow night.
With 45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family, embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and the entire country since 1978. Our staff consists of fellow racers and crew members who combine for over 100 years of experience in the racing industry. Poske's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We have what you need when you need it and ship nationwide daily. Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia or online at Poske.com.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Welcome to Spoon River Speedway, the mighty Spoon. FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota 2025 Round 2. You see the view high atop the Speedway. Ben Shelton, Dustin Jarrett, Patrick Davis is going to be joining us on the call tonight. Mike Norris in the infield with interviews. And DJ, another Chamber of Commerce day, another amazing drone shot of this facility. And you look at campers, you got haulers, the race fans are coming in. And man, we're back at one of the most unique tracks, not only in Illinois, but in this part of the country.
I love it. You and I rolled in here at about 1 o'clock this afternoon or so to an absolute sea of campers and motorhomes. There must be 100 motorhomes out there in the parking lot. Fans are rolling in, fresh off an incredible night of racing last night at LaSalle. The pit area is buzzing. Lots of drivers, lots of fans, everyone talking about how great LaSalle was last night. In the same token, they're all ready to get going with the spoon here this evening.
1,000,000%. 48 super late model drivers in the pit area. I believe 25 dirt car mods at last count. And we've got a lot of familiar faces from last night. We also have some new faces here tonight as well.
How about Jeep Van Wormer? Welcome back to Dirt Late Model Racing, Spider-Man. He is in the pit area. We've got Spencer Hughes, Miles Moose among the new entries. But Ben, let's go ahead and take a look at this evening's race information for FloRacing Night in America. At 48 cars, we'll have dirt draft hot laps, we'll have Sunoco Race Fuels time trials, and with 48 cars, Ben, we'll have 4 heat races tonight.
That's right. We'll have 4 10-lap heats, usually 8-lap heats tonight. We're going 10 laps since there will be 12 cars in each heat. Top 4 out of each heat race move off to the main event. Then we'll have 2 Coltman Farms Racing B mains, 10 laps apiece. Top 4 out of each one of those move on, and no provisionals here tonight for the 50-lap, 20,000 win main event. Our third all-time series event here. And of course, when you look at former winners, no big surprise. Mother Nature won last year, but in 23, it was Dennis Erb Jr., a Land Lincoln driver. And hey, in 2022, a guy named Brandon Shepard picked up the win here. Those Illinois boys are tough when you come to Spoon River.
When you look back on the past Summer Nationals races here, like you and I did just a little bit ago, it's a who's who of drivers from the state of Illinois. One of the reasons, well, let's take a look at the track facts. Located just outside Canton, Illinois, this track was carved out of a bean field by the Denny family back in 1984. They call it a quarter mile. It's a bigger quarter mile. So a bigger quarter mile. It is high banked. A lot of drivers in the pit area. Compare this place to Atomic Speedway in Ohio. It's just a tick tighter corners than Atomic. A lot of drivers say not only the size, the shape, and the banking of it, but even the clay a little bit reminds them of the track located just south of Chillicothe, Ohio.
So no big surprise that Devin Moran loves this place. As you see drivers surveying, and right there right on cue, Devin, he had a pretty good run going last night, little cross up, and got dialed out. He and Tyler Erb out for position, and it's like he's talking to the birthday boy there. Jason Baker celebrating a birthday today. And looking over there as well, it's like Dan Ebert surveying the situation. And drivers are getting ready. This is a racetrack that it's tough to lead at. We've heard a lot of guys talk as you have to really chase the groove. It's going to be so many storylines tonight, Dustin, and we're just glad to be back at the Spoon.
We absolutely are. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll have a lot more for you right here from Spoon River Speedway. It's night 2 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Since 1978, Sweet Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level. Because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
Hey race fans, have you set your Dirt Draft lineup yet? Dirt Draft is the fantasy racing app you can download right on your phone. Pick a team of 5 drivers within your $100,000 salary cap, and the better they do, the better you do. You earn points to spend in the Dirt Draft Speed Shop for all kinds of cool stuff, from t-shirts and hats race tickets and pit passes, or even a season pass to FloRacing. New subscribers even get a free Dirt Draft t-shirt. Download the Dirt Draft app now from the Apple app or Google Play Store.
MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
FloRacing is your home, Ben, for everything. I mean, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by Flo. All 3 National Touring Series for USAC, Kubota High Limit. We've also got the Short Track Super Series. We've got the Mars Late Models. We have got a lot of cool stuff. I was just talking to Rich Farmer earlier. The Napa All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars back. All of it, all season long, plus the marquee events. Eldora Speedway, the Gateway Dirt Nationals, the Snowball Derby, the Wild West Shootout, the Tulsa Shootout, the Chili Bowl, and a whole lot more, all with one paid subscription to Flo Sports. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spoon River Speedway here just outside Canton, Illinois, for round 2 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Dustin Jarrett, Ben Shelton here in the booth. Patrick Davis will be joining us for the modifieds. Mike Norris will be joining us from the infield. All right, Ben, I was up here earlier. You saw me setting my Dirt Draft fantasy lineup. How'd you do last night?
I didn't do so well last night, and tonight I was trying to figure out the modified lineup. So I am not going to get one in tonight probably either.
I didn't know you were running the modified portion of the show.
That makes 2 of us. So we're getting that hammered out. I did not, but I tell you what, you didn't do so well last night either, but you still did much better than I would have.
I know. I'm gonna try to rebound here tonight. Hey, Dirt Draft. We talk about it all the time. But man, oh man, they got some great stuff going. One of my new favorite things, outside of a free t-shirt for new subscribers, by the way, and you get your choice of like 6 gazillion t-shirts. One of my new favorite things is to create a league with my friends. I would invite you, but you don't always sign up. Yeah, absolutely. So you can do leagues, and you can customize them, which is really awesome. I mean, you can do like flexible buy-ins, you can have exclusive leagues for certain series, you can do a custom leaderboard, just a lot of cool stuff. That's probably my new favorite thing with Dirt Draft. I literally had someone reach out to me. This is no lie, Clint Bell. This is unscripted. I'm going off the cuff here. I had someone text me earlier today and said, man, why did I wait so long to sign up for Dirt Draft? He's like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. So there you go.
Well, it is great, and there might even be a new twist that we throw everybody's way later tonight as Clint Dahl and the folks at Dirt Draft do a great job. We're moments away from Dirt Draft hot laps as the Super Late Models start to line up here tonight. And, DJ, we talked about weather a year ago. Weather was not our friend, but here in 2025, weather loves Super Late Model racing in the land of Lincoln the second week of May.
Look at that. 78 degrees, light winds, broken clouds. We have checked all the boxes right there. All the doggos have been out today. We saw Hank.
Hank's a great dog.
Hank's a great dog. We saw Walter down in the Justin Duty pit. We met Oreo, the husky, and was Riley
I think so, yeah.
The rosy-looking dog down there, man.
Right.
They're all out. We're out. It's great.
Norris is out.
You know who else is out? Yeah, sun's out, guns out. Mike Norris joining us in the infield once again. Good to see you back, brother. Welcome back to the Spoon.
Yeah, hey, good to have you guys, and great to be at another awesome racetrack here in Illinois. We go from the black dirt to the brown clay. Not a small dirt track like we're accustomed to, but a bigger, like you guys have been talking to, a bigger racetrack. So one thing that I have noticed about the racing surface here tonight at Spoon, normally when we come here with the Mars Championship Series, a lot of times it's a lot drier. Tonight, a lot of traction to be had. So I think the Spoon River folks are throwing a bit of a curveball here early on.
Well, it is. We don't have as much wind as we had yesterday, DJ. Yeah. We had warmth, we had wind, and today they've come out and put a lot of moisture into the surface. They're pushing our good old Uke/tractor tires out, and it's too bad Shane Clanton's not here to talk about those.
I remember when he told me about those one time.
They did. I tell you what's interesting. Look what they do. They've got the barrels in the middle of the tires. Last night, we saw those tires down in turn 4. Well, they got nudged in, and that's when the dust storm started at the bottom of 4 with a handful of laps left to go. But I'm sorry, what do you got?
Well, I was just going to say, one thing about to Norris's point with a little more moisture in the track before we step aside for our final set of breaks here is that there was kind of off and on cloud cover most of the day here today. The sun's just kind of come out here in full form over the last 90 minutes or so, man, to give us this excellent Chamber of Commerce day. Final track preparations underway. They're rolling the bottom side in. Up next, Dirt Draft Hot Laps. It's FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. We are live at Spoon River Speedway. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Spoon River Speedway, just outside Canton, Illinois, and we could not have timed that any better as the first wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps are making their way on the track. Ben mentioned earlier, rained out here 1 year ago, and the first session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps are going to be led out by a two-time winner this season out of New Waverly, Texas, and the Best Performance Motorsports BulkMaterialLift.com, Langenfelder Mechanical Contractors #1, that is Turbo Tyler Erb, the 27-year-old, former Farmer City 74 winner a few years back. Behind him is going to be the driver of the 40B. That is the killer Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida. There's Turbo on your screen with his name at the bottom. There's the killer Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida, in the Atomic Music Group Race Car Engineering, Borchers Equipment sponsor at number 40B.
Right behind him out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, Max Blair in the 111, the Centerline Motorsports, Creek Pizza and Pub, Coleman Farms Racing, Clements Powered Longhorn, former O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie Leader with the Lucas Oil Series, running with the Outlaws this year, currently 9th in the points. And the number 12 out of Keokuk, Iowa, Brandon Queen, the Vic Hill Powered Longhorn St. Louis Gear Company, Straight Line Incorporated, car 12 for Brandon Queen.
One of our newcomers this evening is the next driver on the Speedway. That's going to be Spencer Hughes out of Causeyville, Mississippi. 3 wins on the year for the driver of the JCM Motorsports, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Clyburn Tank Lines, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, as our good friend James Essex would say. And there's another 19. He will have our onboard camera this evening. That's the Reaper Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Check out this view out of the right side of the race car for the 34-year-old, currently 3rd in the World of Outlaws point standings in that Todd Cooney Racing Wells & Sons Motorsports Infinity 19R.
Meanwhile, rolling into turn number 1 out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. 1 win on the year. It's Dalton Wilson, the Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, ICS, MGL Auto Sales, Clements-powered Longhorn. And the number 6 out of Jupiter, Florida, Clay Harris, the Durham-powered Longhorn, Wilkerson Farms, Rescue Metal Framing, Impact Electrical Services, and National Fragile X Foundation, Dunright Construction. 6 for Clay Harris. First wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight at Spoon River Speedway, the 38th all-time event for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, our 3rd ever appearance here. And as we talked about, Rain won last year, Dennis Serb Jr. in 23, and Brandon Shepard back in 2022. As cars are up to speed, getting them dialed in here tonight on a fantastic evening in Banner, Illinois.
I love the in-car cameras. I make no doubt about it. I'm a huge fan, but look at that right side shot out Ryan Gustin's car, taking it right up close to the flag when it was the Reaper right there.
That was cool.
Stuff.
That was so cool.
So the track record here, and unofficially at Spoon River Speedway, Ben, you found this earlier, was Jason Feger last year with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer
Actually,
League
a
Model
weekly
Series.
show.
It was a weekly show, that's right. Yeah. That's right, it was opening night here last year, yes. We found that on their website. It was 12.770. Kyle Bronson, quickest in Wave 1 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps with a 1:3.601.
Hey, did you mention Jason Fager? Well, how about he's leading the next set out, the birthday boy out of Bloomington, Illinois, Jason Fager, the Titan Industries, SC Online Sales, Outpace Racing Products, Northeast Fabrication, cart number 25, the Clements-powered Longhorn, 2-time defending Mars champion and 3-time Dirt Car National champion, the 25. Speaking of Dirt Car National champions, behind him in the 27, a 4-time Dirt Car National champ, Rodney Melvin, a 3-time winner this year, as the 31 of Tyler Millwood sneaks by. Millwood in the Ace, play again, Melvin in the Ace Hardware, Thompson Express, Rick's Towing, Clements-powered Longhorn, number 27.
Next driver on the track or on your screen is the Kingston, Georgia native. That's Tyler Millwood in the Millwood Plumbing, Gray's Mobile Service, Competition Racing Equipment, Durham-powered Rocket Chassis. And Nick Hoffman behind him in the number 9 will be the next driver on your screen. The winner at Mississippi Thunder over the weekend. Podium finish last night for the driver of the Ty Touring Racing NOS Energy Drink, CMW Trekking, Global Petroleum, number 9.
Also in this set, the Black Diamond Race Car, Clements Power, number 15, Clay Stuckey, the Lucas Oil entry out of Shreveport, Louisiana, the 17A of Lewistown, Missouri's Austin Howes, the Durham Power XR1 Rocket Chassis Howes Enterprises entry. And how about some other heavy hitters? This one, the 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky. The 21, Mr. Smooth, Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas. Battled some mechanical issues last night, looking to bounce back here tonight. And Nick Hoffman, DJ, to the top of the leaderboard at Dirt Draft Hot Laps, 13.586.
Absolutely. There's a good look at Billy Moyer right there, trying to rebound from last night. And that Keith Lawson at number 21. Hoffman, you said it earlier, man. You said it on the drive up here. You thought Hoffman was going to be really, really good here tonight. And he proves it, but Tanner English just one upped him the last time around with a 13.487.
Well, Tanner English, we saw it in Todd Turner's notes earlier. The only driver to have 2 top 5 finishes in both FloRacing Night in America events here. As the next set of cars make their way to the Speedway, off the back straightaway, the 3S, that'll be Chatham, Illinois' Brian Shirley, the Squirrel in the Bob Cullen Racing, Hooker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fuels, Durham-powered Longhorn number 3S, and behind him, looking to shake last night's bad luck off his back out of Moweaqua, Illinois, the Moweaqua Missiles, Shannon Babb in the 18. The Dynagrow Seed, Petrov Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Vic Hill-powered Longhorn for Shannon Babb.
Behind him is going to be one of the drivers running for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year this year. That's Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. In the Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Collins Brothers Towing, Amsoil Shaw Trucking sponsored number 60. A good look at Dan Ebert right there. And behind him is going to be the 75. That is going to be Mike McKinney. Mike McKinney out of Plainfield, Illinois. A 2-time winner already this season in the Adam Family Motorsports. Mobilization Funding, Justin L. Langston Electrical Contractor sponsored number 75.
Sneaking past all of them on your screen, last night's feature winner out of Oakwood, Illinois, Bobby Pearson, car 32, a 12-time winner this year, the Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 32. And then we'll jump to the middle of the back straightaway on your screen, the 10N, Rob Sanders out of Bakersfield, California, the Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn, the West Coast Boring Citizen Suspension entry for Rob Sanders.
Next driver on your screen is the number 93. That is Carson Ferguson in the Donald and Gina Bradshaw-owned Paylor Motorsports. Hoopball Grading Company, Coltman Farms Racing, Spark Oil Company, Boone HVAC sponsored Longhorn Chassis. And there's Ryan Unzicker out of El Paso, Illinois on your screen, a multi-time winner here in Summer Nationals action in that Pro Power Longhorn. The RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero, KDM Services, Big City Automotive sponsored, number 24 for Ryan Unzicker.
Getting them wound up. Another wave of dirt draft hot laps. Tanner English faster in the first, fastest the first at a 13.487. Again, dirt draft hot laps has no bearing on the rest of the night other than you got a good hot rod. And Bobby Pierce, top of the leaderboard, 13.007 as we flirt with the 12-second bracket. He'll be the first driver to go there tonight. As right now, Pierce, Shannon Babb, Mike McKinney, your 3 fastest laps of the night. And nobody getting into the 13-second bracket so far here in this wave of dirt draft hot laps. As the checkered flag waves, racetrack looking really nice right here early on a Thursday evening.
Absolutely.
Wednesday evening, excuse me. My days are all day. All get together, DJ.
13.007 for Bobby Pierce, another multi-time winner here at Spoon River in Summer Nationals competition in the past. Dan Ebert might have shredded a tire. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yes, on the right rear. Oh.
Yeah, that tire disintegrated, and it took a lot of body with him. They'll head back, get ready for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying as DJ, the next set of cars, make their way out to the Speedway, and they're going to be led by a pair of brothers. Let's see if I get it right tonight. I always scramble them up. That'll be Gordy Gundaker, the first one out, and the Clements-powered Longhorn out of St. Charles, Missouri, the Bitcoin Benz Crypto Club. Hoker Trucking, definitely not my crypto club. Behind him, the 11T of Trevor Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri, the Woody Bogler Trucking, JT Auto Sales Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn, number 11T for Trevor Gundaker.
Behind them on the track will be the College Grove, Tennessee driver, the number 81. That's going to be Jason Riggs in that Clements-powered Longhorn entry. The Riggs Fiber, Dude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, VP Racing Fuels, Coltman Farms Racing, sponsored number 81. Behind him, another one of our new entries tonight. How about the former Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana. The SSI Motorsports, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding, Big River Steel, sponsored 71.
And the number 28 car, we got a few of different cars out there. We'll go with the 28 of Dennis Erb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois. The Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mac, Kaiser Manufacturing, Clements-powered Rocket, the former World of Outlaws Late Model Series champion. And behind him in car number 9, how about another former World of Outlaws champion? That'll be the number 9 of T-Mac, Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. The Briggs Motorsports, Excess Storage, Dave Warren Power Sports, Clements-powered Longhorn for Tim McCready.
You got the 32 of Chris Simpson on your screen there in the Hoker Trucking, Randy Davidson Trucking, C&J Trucking, Essex and Jarrett Logistics, Hot Rod Septic, sponsor number 32 out of Oxford, Iowa. And welcome back a 55 of the back straightaway out of Pinconning, Michigan, the 2-time Eldora Speedway track champion. That is Gerald Van Wormer Jr., better known as Jeep, in the Remtech Enterprises, Titan Industries, Northeastern Fabrication, All-Star Performance, Jason Fager Racing, number 55. Been good to see Spider-Man back on the track. He's got several starts here in Summer Nationals competition in years gone by. He's never picked up a win here at the Spoon.
Good to have him back. Jason Riggs also in the set, the 81 out of College Grove, Tennessee, the Riggs Fiber, VG Performance, Clements-powered Longhorn. And he works his way right behind behind Frank Heckeness Jr., excuse me. They work through turns 3 and 4. Heckeness got another crewman here tonight as John Henry has rolled into town.
As Rigsby mentioned in the open, and Kevin Kovac, a former winner here, John Henry.
And Hudson O'Neill, it's like fastest in this set so far. 5th fastest now, Tim McCready 3rd. So Tim McCready on your screen, fastest in that group, 3rd fastest overall. And Tim McCready had a good hot rod last night. And I'll tell you what, he's gained a lot of momentum over the past week and a half.
I might have missed it.
Did it not refresh?
Yeah, I got it here. I might have missed it in the last group. Mike McKinney, and you may have hit it 4th quick.
I did not.
Right now in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. How about that?
That is good to know. Well, the next set of cars make their way out. They're led by the 15 of Malino, Oregon's Justin Duty, the first class septic, Don Frank Floors, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn number 15. Behind him, the 157, former World of Outlaws champion out of Winfield, Tennessee, and the Clements Infinity powered race car, the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marler, the Skyline Motorsports Truck Country Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, 157.
He'll be followed by the driver of the 58. That's Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing Low Voltage Solutions, Romer Machine and Welding, Bill Sports Shop sponsored number 58, and behind him is the 84, another one of our new entrants tonight. That is Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois. In the Lone Wolf Petroleum ME Realty Fuel Factory, the Lodge Off 66 Mega Towing sponsored number 84.
2 cars in front of him will be the 99 of Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio. The Lazy Days RV, Big Double Down Motorsports, Big River Steel, Bilstein Millwood Plumbing, Cornet Powered Longhorn. And in the number 2 car, Cody Overton right in front of him. The Clements Powered Longhorn, SF2 Motorsports, Shaw Motorsport, Shaw Trucking, Budweiser, Big Dog Stump and Treat, Clements Powered Longhorn for Cody Overton.
2 more drivers on the track. The 09 on your screen, originally out of Sun River, Montana. That, of course, is Michael Leach, the former modified standout. 3 wins in a mod a year ago for the Dust Pot Willow Ranch Hellraiser Jack sponsor 09. And there's the number 74X. That is going to be Ethan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California. The ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, not me. Azio Camo, BK Grading and Paving, Penske Shocks, H&A Development sponsored number 74X. Ethan Dotson currently 6th in the World of Outlaws points, 2nd in their Rookie of the Year standings. Let's see who is quick in that group.
Like maybe Devin was fastest 3rd,
Yeah.
and Marler was 4th. Couple of heavy hitters.
And McCready, Cody Overton, how about that?
Yeah. I tell you what, Overton looking good. And McCready in the previous set. I think we may have one more wave of super late models. Be the 89 car leading them out. Coming to us out of Manhattan, Illinois, it's OP Mike Spatola, the TNS Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, Illinois State Rifle Association, Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket XR1, 1 win on the year. That came at Farmer City Raceway. And behind him at car 49, 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion out of Blairsville, Georgia, Superman Jonathan Davenport. The Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bilstein ASC Warranty, Donna Grew Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Clements Powered Longhorn for Jonathan Davenport.
Another former Spoon River winner behind him out of New Berlin, Illinois. It's Brandon Shepard in the Durham Powered Rocket 1. Valvoline Swabert Calf Ranches, Petroff Towing, Performance Grading on the side of the Mark Richards owned number 1 for Brandon Shepard. He'll be followed by the defending series champion out of Chandler, Arizona. That is Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Elite Ready Mixed Capital Waste Certified Inspection Services, Coleman Farms Racing, 20 RT.
Drake Traub and the Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Sea Valley Transportation, Brick House Tavern, Cornet Powered Longhorn, 4th in the world about all points, currently leading the Rookie of the Year standings. And behind him, the 76 of Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. The Longhorn Riggs Fiber, Longhorn Factory car, Napa Auto Parts, Garnto Southern, all sponsors on the Heartbeat Hot Sauce 76 for Brandon Overton.
This is the final wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here on the track right now. And you've got until that first heat race goes green to set your Dirt Draft lineup. Free t-shirt for new subscribers. They got links you can create, a lot of great stuff. We appreciate Dirt Draft and all they do for not just our series, but all of dirt track racing in general.
Well, right now, Brandon Overton fastest in the set, 6th overall, as Overton's had a lot of speed over the past month as well. Won with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at Circle City last Friday. As Midwest Sheet Metal yellow caution on the Speedway, and we will send that wave of cars back to the pit area. Dirt Draft Hot Laps, they are in the rear view mirror. DJ, time now for Hot Lap qualifying for the Modifieds, and RBFF Patrick Davis on the call.
P. Kitty, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And saw him out there on the racetrack. He's going to be in one of the later modified groups. Only one driver attempting double duty tonight, and that's Hinman, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman digging the modified out tonight. Going to be sporty. And he's going to have a lot of competition. 25 very solid cars checked into the Spoon River Speedway this evening. We'll take a look here at the pit area on the FloRacing broadcast from this great drone shot from above the pits over in turns 1 and 2, looking towards the backstretch. And modifieds are rolling out. You'll see them on the drone shot there. The first car rolling out out of Liberty, Illinois. That is the 05 of Dave Wheatholder. Dave Wheatholder, again, the veteran out of Liberty, Illinois. Behind him, that is the 5 of Brooksy. Stephen Brooks in the house tonight. Driver calls Bourbonnais, Illinois home. And behind him, in the Factory Elite Allgaier Performance Brant Agriculture car number 7, that is Tyler Nicely. Nicely in the Allgaier Motorsports car number 7. There's 75C of Ronnie Chance on screen from St. Augustine, Florida. See him there on your screens here at home on FloRacing. Drivers are hot lapping and qualifying at the same time. Their best lap will set them up for their heat races later tonight. There goes Dave Weeholder by. Track record held by Trevor Neville in the 777s. 13873 set July 15, 2023. And problems for the 05 Dave Weeholder. He hooks it into the infield and looks like he's going to come back out. Right now, Tyler Nicely at the top of the board. 15139. Give you the full rundown here. Zane Oldewald also out there in the Z1. And we got a new driver up at the top of the board. 14988 for Brooksy. Stephen Brooks to the top of the board. 15139 for the 7 of Tyler Nicely. Zach Odewalt 15321. Ronnie Chance 15837. And Dave Weeholder rounds out that group of 5. If they get 3 laps, they'll pick their best lap of qualifying. Will set them up for their heat race lineups. And see, rolling out here onto the big 3/8 Spoon River Speedway. There's the 292. That is Josh Allen out of Glassville, Illinois. Behind him, he's got the only feature win here in the season so far here at Spoon River. That is the 66 of Cole Falloway. See him rolling into turn number 1. And yellow is out. There's the look at the 5B of Bobby Bagley out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. Also out there, 2-time in defending Mars Modified Championship powered by Summit Racing Equipment champion, going to 3. That is the 18L of Michael Long. See him there on your screen now. As they all take the green flag for their set of qualifying laps. 13873 the track record right now. The mark to beat 14988 by Stephen Brooks. First wave of cars coming by to take their laps, and first car by Michael Long will jump up to the top of the board. 14846. Cole Falloway 14615. It's a place that Cole Falloway has had a lot of good luck at. Cole loves these big racetracks, and especially when they get a little bit on the slick side. And checkered flag will fly for the 5B of Bobby Bagley. That'll put a wrap on group number 1. Cole Falloway, your quick time overall in group number 1, 14615. Michael Long, 14782 second quick. Josh Allen, 14942 third quick. Stephen Brooks, 14988 fourth quick. And Bobby Bagley rounds out your top 5, 15119. Tyler Nicely, unusual to see him that far down, 6th quick, 15139. Zach Odewald, 15321. Ronnie Chance, 15837. And 05 Dave Weeholder got some work to do. See the T9 of Ryan Thomas coming out here, leading out group number 2 out of Brownstown, Indiana. And that Hoosier Truck Sales Mullins-powered Diamond chassis. Behind him, the 12 of the Ditch Digger, Lucas Lee, favorite here at. He's a driver that really loves Spoon River. Always had real good luck here in that Wiles Drive Shafts number 12, rolling into turn number 1 now. 75. Behind him will be Daniel Adam. Of course, you've seen the news with Mike McKinney jumping into the Adam Family Motorsports late model, and Daniel hopping into a modified. Driver out of Peru, Illinois. Behind him, the 45 out of Success, Mississippi. That is Chase Holland. Chase has been one of the hottest drivers in dirt car modified so far this year. And we'll see where these guys stack up. 14586 for Lucas Lee. And right out of the gate, Lucas Lee shows why he likes this place. 14707 for Chase Holland's second quick. And right now, drivers chasing overall. That first group was 14615, and guess what? You have got a quick time overall here in group number 2 so far. In Lucas Lee, 14.586. Chase Holland, 14.707. Daniel Adam, 14.787. And Ryan Thomas, 15.196. The driver out of Paris, Tennessee, Lucas Lee, seen pulling into the infield toward the scales. Right now, your quickest in Group 2 and quickest overall. Dirt car modified qualifying, 25 cars strong tonight. Out now in car number 99 out of Bettendorf, Iowa, that is Charlie Moore. Charlie Moore in car number 99. Behind him out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, the lethal chassis car number 35. That is former NASCAR Cup driver David Strimmy. David Strimmy, the lethal chassis number 35. Your defending Spoon River Speedway track champion of the Koth Farms Cheap Cars, Nutrient Ag Solutions factory tire outlet car number 77 out of Kewanee. That is Ray Bollinger. And behind him, the C40 out of Peoria. That's Mike Chastain Jr. The old Silver Bullet C40 on track. 14.586 right now, the mark to beat here in modified qualifying. David Stremme up to second, quick 14.656. Ray Bollinger to the top of the board, 14.551, 14.551 for the 77. David Stremme will take lap number 1. So will Bollinger. More car goes by. And Group 2 will shake out like this. 77, Ray Bollinger, your quickest in Group 2, quickest overall so far in car number 77, 14.551. Lucas Lee, 14.586, second quick in 12L. David Stremme, 14.656, third quick. Chase Holland, 14.707, fourth quick. Daniel Adam, 14.787, fifth quick. Charlie Moore, Ryan Thomas, Mike Chastain Jr. round out the field in Group 2. Third group rolling out onto the racetrack. I know I seen Tommy Scott down there in the infield. Of course, Tommy behind multi-fire plug wires on the side of your current track record holder here at Spoon River Speedway. Set that back July 15, 2023. The driver out of Mackinac, Illinois. That is the 777 of Trevor Neville. Trevor Neville in car 777. Behind him, the 25 out of Frankfurt, Ontario, Canada. That's Greg Balea. Greg Balea in car number 25, the excess storage entry. Same on your screen now. There is the only driver doing double duty tonight out of Hinman, Pennsylvania. That is the 5TR, how he scored on Race Monitor tonight. That is Drake Troutman. Drake Troutman in the 5TR. And behind him, the 11N out of Lowell, Arkansas. That is Gene Nicholas. Gene Nicholas in car number 11N. Of course, these drivers right now chasing the quickest overall time, 14.551, 14.551 by the 77 Ray Bollinger. 14.604 for Drake Troutman. Right now showing the way here in group number 3. And checkered flag will come out for your first group of 4. Greg Bellier, 15.397, fourth quick. Gene Nicholas, third quick, 15.226. Trevor Neville, second quick, 14.688. And look at that, quick time in Group 3, quick time overall, 14.391 for the 5TR out of Hinman, Pennsylvania, Drake Troutman. Troutman to the top of the board. Rolling out now, first car out there out of Carthage, Illinois, driving car number 22. That is Austin Becerra. Austin Becerra in car number 22. Behind him out of Peoria. See Becerra there. Now we fade to the 3 out of Peoria. That is Mike Brooks. Mike Brooks in the Better Earth Draco Mechanical Supply car number 3. Behind him in car number 99. That is Blake Brown. Blake Brown in car number 99, and rounding out this group out of Clinton, Illinois, that is the Troy Page Excavating Hammer Strength and Fitness car number 45. That is Hammer Time, Kyle Hammer. 14.391 by Drake Troutman, the mark to beat. See Kyle Hammer's lead there going into 1 and 2 on your screen on FloRacing. See Austin Becerra, see what he can do here on his first lap. Becerra right now third quick, 14.712. Good lap for him. Kyle Hammer will come by. He will come in fifth quick. So Drake Troutman, quickest in group number 3, 14.391. That is your quickest overall qualifier in dirt car modified qualifying. Trevor Neville, second quick, 14.688. Austin Becerra, 14.712. The 99 of Blake Brown was fourth quick, 14.731. Kyle Hammer comes home in fifth quick, 14.766. Mike Brooks, 15.050. Gene Nicholas, 15.226 is seventh quick. And Greg Bellier coming down from our friends from the north up in Canada coming to visit us tonight. See him off and on throughout the season between speed weeks down in Florida. We'll see him a little bit later. For those watching along on FloRacing, we got to thank some of our great marketing partners. When we come back, it'll be time for super late model qualifying here. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota at Spoon River Speedway, live on FloRacing.
Welcome back to Spoon River Speedway here on a beautiful Wednesday evening. FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. High atop, you see the drone shot. It's time for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. Your first qualifier, Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida in the 40B, the 19M of Spencer Hughes out of Cosseyville, Mississippi, and the 18D of Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Kyle Bronson, the Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, LTX Home Builders, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Distributing, Mullinex Recycling, Clements Powered Longhorn in the 40B, the 19M out of Cosseyville, Mississippi, Spencer Hughes, one win on the year. That came in the Ice Bowl, the Stock Car Division, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Clobber Tank Lines, Tom Beckby Outdoor Apparel, 19M, and also in the set, Dalton Wilson, the 18D. And the Longhorn Clements Powered Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, ICS, MGL Auto Sales, Kellner Construction, Auto Outlet, and Buddha Burt, Car 18.
First lap's going up for that trio of drivers. Kyle Bronson, quickest. Dalton Wilson, second. Spencer Hughes, third. Second and final lap time. KB 40 better, 13.216. Second lap for Spencer Hughes. Little better, stays third, 13.659. And the second lap time for Dalton Wilson, not quite as good. It's a 13.482. He'll be second. The early bar is set after 3 cars. Kyle Bronson, 13.216.
Up next out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, Max Blair in the 111. The 12 of Brandon Queen out of Keokuk, Iowa. And the 19R of Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Max Blair, the Clements Powered Longhorn, Centerline Motorsports, Creek Pizza and Pub, Coleman Farms Racing, Dean Auto Group, C&J Dairy, Upstate Auto Group, and Murphy's Logging, all sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn. 111 for Max Blair. Brandon Queen out of Keokuk, Iowa. St. Louis Beer Company, Straight Line Incorporated, Victory Signs and Company, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, and Ryan Gustin, the Todd Cooney Racing, Allen Seamless Gutters, Hoker Trucking, Wells Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet, Bill Stein Performance Body, May Properties, J. Dickens Powered, and Infinity Race Car for Ryan Gustin, a 2-time winner this year.
Max Blair goes second on lap 1, Brandon Queen fifth. Now Ryan Gustin goes second. Let's see what Max has for him on lap number 2. Better time, but he'll be third, 1:3:4:05. You're right with Ryan Gustin. Around this 3/8 mile oval, checker flag in the air. Brandon Queen will limp across the line. The Reaper will stay put. Second quick, 1-3-3-2-0. Queen goes 6. Kyle Bronson, Ryan Gustin, Max Blair, your top 3 after 6 cars.
Up next out of New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Urban, the 1T. Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida in the 6. And the 27 of Rodney Melvin out of Benton, Illinois. Tyler Urban, the Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Sunoco, Roberts Beef Company, Barron's, Clements Powered Rocket for Tyler Urban, 2-time winner this year. The 6 of Clay Harris from Jupiter, Florida, Wilkerson Farms, Rescue Metal Framing, Impact Electrical Services, National Fragile X Foundation, Done Right Construction, Durham Powered Longhorn, and the 27 of Rodney Melvin, 4-time Dirt Car National Champion, the Riggs Towing, Thompson Express, Ace Hardware, Clements Powered Longhorn for Rodney Melvin in car 27.
Turbo going to go 5th fastest on lap number 1. Clay Harris goes 7th quick on lap 1, and Rodney Melvin checks in 5th fastest his first time around. Let's see what Turbo's got for him here on lap number 2, Ben. He will clock in a better time, but goes 6th quick, 1-3-5-1-7. Clay Harris not as good, 8th quick, 1-3-8-7-1. And Rodney Melvin backs off the throttle on lap 2. He'll stay 5th quick, 1-3-4-9-3. After 9 cars, they're still gunning for Kyle Bronson's lap of 1-3.216.
Up next, Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana in the 15. The 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky, and the birthday boy Jason Fager in the 25 out of Bloomington, Illinois. Shreveport, Louisiana's Clay Stuckey and the Lucas Oil, Advanced Powder Coating, Mooring Transport, FiberTech Laser Cutting, Pro Glow, AccuForce Dyno and Testers, Clements Powered Black Diamond, a 2-time winner this year is Clay Stuckey in the 15. The 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky, the Coleman Farms Racing, Autism Awareness, Bilstein C Motors, Dirt King Simulator, Supreme Enterprises, Dirt Car Lift, all sponsors of the Clements Powered Longhorn for Tanner English, 2-time Mars champion. The 25 of Jason Fager, play again, 2-time Mars champion, defending of that, 3-time UMP champion. The Titan Industries SC Online Sales, Outpace Racing Products, Digital Copy Systems, and Northeast Fabrication for Jason Fager.
Clay Stuckey 9th, Tanner English 7th, and Jason Fager 12th on lap number 1. Lap number 2, Clay Stuckey 9th quick, best lap 1-3-8-7-0. Second lap for Tanner English, not as good. 7th quick, 1-3-6-2-7. Let's see what Fager's got for him here. On lap number 2, he bumps up to 9th quick, 1-3-8-0-3. Top 3 stay the same after 12 cars. Kyle Bronson, Ryan Gustin, and Max Blair.
Up next, it'll be Tyler Millwood out of Kingston, Georgia in the 31. The 17A of Austin Howells out of Lewistown, Missouri. The 21 of the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer, Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas. Tyler Millwood, the Competition Racing Equipment, Grace Mobile Service, Sugar Rush, Penske, One Source Paint and Body, Durham Powered Rocket XR1, the 2017 Ultimate Late Model Series champion. Meanwhile, Austin Howells in car 17A, the Durham Powered Rocket chassis, the HR Enterprises On Track Fitness and Nutrition 17 racing entry, and the 21 of Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas, 853 career wins. The Keith Lawson Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet, Mesquite Valley Transportation, West Logging, and Penske Cornet Powered Longhorn for Billy Moyer.
Tyler Millwood's first lap is good enough for 13th quick, Ben. Austin Howell's first trip around, he'll go 13th quick. Let's see what old man Moyer's got for him here. 7th fastest, not a bad lap. 1-3-5-9-8. Second time around for Tyler Millwood, not as good. 15th, 1-4-1-1-4. Second lap for Howells, not as good. 14th, 1-4-1-0-4. Lap 2, Billy Moyer does not improve. Still a good lap. He's 7th quick right now. The veteran out of Batesville, Arkansas with a 1-3-5-9-8. 15 drivers have qualified. Kyle Bronson still the time to beat at 1-3-2-1-6.
Up next, Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina in the 9. The 18 of Shannon Babb out of Moqua, Illinois. And the 24 of Ryan Unziker out of El Paso, Illinois. Nick Hoffman, the Ty-Torg Racing, Dodge Energy Drink, Lone Wolf Petroleum, CW Trucking, Petrov Towing, Holdridge Construction Services, Clements Powered Longhorn. 2 wins on the year for that driver. Shannon Babb in the 18. 2-time Dirt Track World Champion, the Dynagrove Seed, Petrov Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn. And Ryan Unziker, the 24 out of El Paso, Illinois, the RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero, Roomtech Enterprises, Low Voltage Solutions, Leach & Company, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Pro Power Racing Engine at Longhorn for Ryan Unziker.
Babb. 4th quick on lap 1. Ryan Unziker, 8th fastest. Nick Hoffman, 2nd quick. 3 gunners in this group right here. Shannon Babb to the top of the leaderboard, 1-3-1-3-9. Oh my. Second time around for Unziker, 8th quick, 1-3-5-0-8. Hoffman is 3rd quick, best lap, 1-3-2-9-7. New time to beat, ladies and gentlemen, 1-3-1-3-9. The driver out of Mowequa, Illinois, Shannon Babb.
Up next, Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota in the 60 of 75. Mike McKinney out of Plainfield, Illinois, and Rob Sanders out of Bakersfield, California in the 10N. Dan Ebert, the Collins Brothers Towing, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Amsoil, Woody's Racing, Fox Shocks, Country Prod Excavating, Peterson Farms, Durham-powered Rocket XR1. The 75 of Mike McKinney, two-time winner, was shared the AFM mobilization funding, Justin L. Langdon, Electrical Contractors, Arlem Enterprises, LA Concrete, Cornet-powered Longhorn, and the 10N of Rob Sanders. He's in the West Coast Mooring Citizen Suspension, Mystique Tanning Salon, Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn for Rob Sanders.
Rob Sanders 18th quick on lap 1. Mike McKinney was 10th fastest his first time around. Dan Ebert was 13th. He'll be 14th when it's said and done. As it stands right now, 1.3782. Mike McKinney, third quick. Great lap, 1.3288. Rob Sanders, 18th, 1.3904. How about Mike McKinney? Spoon River, third quick. 1.3288. Bronson second. Shannon Babb still the time to beat Ben. 3 drivers left to qualify in Group A.
Up next, Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois in the 3S. The 93 of Carson Ferguson out of Lincoln, North Carolina. And Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois in the 32. Shirley in the Bob Cullen Racing, Hooker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fields, J&E Construction, JJ Ventures and Gaming, Durham-powered Longhorn for Brian Shirley, 1 win on the year. The 93 of Carson Ferguson, the Paywar Motorsports, Hoopak Grading Company, Franklin Enterprises, Coleman Farms Racing, Live Oak Family Dentistry, Clements-powered Longhorn Race Car, and Bobby Pierce, last night's winner, the Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste First, Sea Valley Transportation, Churchill Transport, Vic Hill-powered Longhorn, 32 for Bobby Pierce.
Shirley third, Carson Ferguson 12th, Pierce 10th. Lap number 1, let's see what Shirley has on lap 2. Stays third quick, 1.3284. Second time around for Carson Ferguson, 13th, 1.3519. Bobby Pierce shoves coming off the corner. His second lap is a little better, but he stays 10th, 1.3495. That is unofficially a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials Group A, the first half of the field. How about Mike McKinney, fourth quick with a 1.3288. Brian Shirley, third fastest with a 1.3284. Kyle Bronson, second quick, 1.3216. In your fast qualifier, in Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials Group A, he will unofficially start on the pole of your first heat race later on tonight out of Moweaqua, Illinois. The Moweaqua Missile, Shannon Babb. Mike.
Well, I tell you what, Shannon, 2005, you went back-to-back. 2007, you got a win, and then it took a while, 2018. But here you are, the fastest car in Group 1. Can the Moweaqua Missile beat these young guns here tonight?
Well, if my car will stay together, I think we got a chance. But you know, we've had an elephant on our back this season, and but anyhow, I think we're gonna work through that and make it stronger in the end. And the car felt really good there. You know, just gotta thank Petrov Towing, all the Getty boys, Dynagro, just everybody that supports this thing, CGI. And we just keep throwing parts at it till we finally get something to stick.
Well, you know, things are right when Shannon Babb's at the top of the charts, so you gotta love him. How about it for the Moweaqua Missile, Shannon Babb?
Yeah, Shannon Babb, good start to the night. Last night, mechanical issues. I heard him talk about it. It plagued him all night long, trying to get his first ever FloRacing Night in America win. He's on the pole for Heat Race 1 here tonight. Well, Group 1 for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying in the books. The heat race lineups for heat races 1 and 2 are locked in. Now we're going to lock in the heat race lineups for heat races 3 and 4. And your first 3 qualifiers are going to look like this. Up first, the 11T of Trevor Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri. The 248 of Brandon Lance out of Brimfield, Illinois. And Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. And car number 9, Trevor Gundaker, the Woody Bogger Trucking, JT Auto Sales, Ted Brown Paint and Body, Performance Bodies, Millard Family Chapels, Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn number 11T. The 248 of Brandon Lance, the Outpace Racing Products, Digital Copy Systems, Carl Auto Group, Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn. And your third qualifier in this first set will be Nick Hoffman. Play again will be Tim McCready and the other number 9. And he comes to us out of Watertown, New York, the 2006 World of Outlaws champion, 2021 and 2022 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, former World 100 winner, and the Briggs Transport, Access Storage, Dave Warren Power Sports, Corey Rubber Corporation, On Tom Body and Graphic, Valvoline Trans 58 Clements, Powered Longhorn for Tim McCready, currently 5th. And the World of Outlaw Late Model Series standings. Stacked field here tonight, and man, I tell you what, a great crowd coming into this facility. You see the cars sitting in the staging lanes off the back straightaway, and it looks like we're just about ready to send the first 3, DJ.
Always a good crowd here at Spoon River, right? I mean, just the Spoon, man. We love the Spoon. We love this place. And a group of drivers coming out that love this place just as much as we do. As you mentioned, there's Trevor Gundaker, T-Rev. In the 11, Brandon Lance, he did not make it out for hot laps a little bit earlier on this evening. He's coming out of the Speedway, and Tim McCready, who's looked pretty sporty here in his last couple outings in that Bricks Transport number 9. It'll be this trio. Boy, Trevor Gundaker got really high. So again, we wiped the slate clean. This is the start of Sunoco Race Fuel's time trials for Group B. And the way these guys qualify will set the stage for heat races 3 and 4. Coming up a little bit later on this evening, Trevor Gundaker, 14.863. Brandon Lance, 15.049. Tim McCready, 13.718 on lap number 1. Lap 2 for Trevor Gundaker, better lap, 13.785. He'll be second quick. Brandon Lance's second lap a little better, third quick, 1.4896. And Tim McCready will set the early bar after 3 cars in Group B. His lap time, a 1.3.718.
Up next out of Oxford, Iowa, the 32 of Chris Simpson, the 81 of Jason Riggs from College Grove, Tennessee, and the 99 junior of Frank Heckenus Jr. out of Frankfort, Illinois. The Chris Simpson in car 32S, the CJ Trucking, Hoker Trucking, Randy Davidson Trucking, Superior Cleaning Services, Factory CS, RLM Enterprises, Durham Powered Longhorn number 32, and joined on the Speedway by the number 81 car. That'll be Jason Riggs, the Clements Powered Longhorn, Riggs Fire, VG Performance, Andy's Towing, Dude Wipes, Triune Flat and Box Trucks, Best One Tire and Auto, and M&M Lawn Care, all sponsors for the one-time winner this year, Jason Riggs, and Frank Heckenus Jr. and the John Henry Wrench, Sword Squares USA, Indy U Bullet, NerdOval66.com, Petrov Towing, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Frank Heckenus Jr.
Chris Simpson to the top of the leaderboard, Ben, 1.3.332. Frankie is 4th. And Riggs is 5th. Second lap for Simpson, not as good. Right now, stays atop the leaderboard. Second lap for Riggs, not as good. 5th quick, 1.3.828. Second lap for the 99 of Frank Heckenus Jr., not as good. 4th quick, 1.3.805. New time to beat in Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials Group B. It's Oxford, Iowa's Chris Simpson with a 1.3.332.
Up next, Cordy Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri in the 11G, the 71 of Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, and the 55 of Welcome Back Jeep Van Wormer, the Spider-Man out of Pinconning, Michigan. Cordy Gundaker, the Bitcoin Benz Crypto Club, Hoker Trucking, JB Salvage, RLM Enterprises, Checkered Customs, Bill Stein and McKay Corporation, all sponsors on that Clements Powered Longhorn for the 2-time Herald and Review champion Cordy Gundaker. Hudson O'Neill, and 3 wins on the year in the Jason Durham Wrench, Clements Powered Longhorn, SSI Motorsports, Wheeler Metals, Professional Concrete Cutting Solutions, Big River Steel, Merrill Bonding, all sponsors on that O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, number 71 for Hudson, former World 100 champion and 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, and Jeep Van Wormer making his return to action. And car 55, the Clements Powered Longhorn, the Jason Fager Racing, Rimtech Enterprises, Ryan McQuarrie, Titan Industries, Northeastern Fabrication, and True Speed Fastware, all sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn for Jeep Van Wormer and car 55. Just a brief second here. We'll bring those 3 cars out, and just on cue, they will roll out. Time to beat Chris Simpson with a 13.332.
The social media buzz for Jeep Van Wormer's return has been incredible. I mean, it has been amazing. The current plan for that team, by the way, they are likely going to take the next couple nights off. And I think we might see him at Fairbury with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on Saturday as well. Good to see Spider-Man back. You mentioned it, Ben. Chris Simpson, the time to beat in Group B, 13.332. Gordy, 3rd quick on lap number 1. Hudson O'Neill to 2nd with a 13.717. And Jeep, second quick. Let's go. 13.649. Gordy, 3rd quick. Better lap, 1.3693. Hudson O'Neill to 2nd. Good lap, 13.387. What Spider-Man got for him on lap number 2. It's a better time, but he'll be 3rd, 1.3.645. So Hudson O'Neill 2nd, Jeep Van Wormer 3rd, Gordy Gundaker 4th, Chris Simpson still the time to beat after 9 cars.
Up next, Mike Marlar in the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee, the 28 of Dennis Herb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois, and the 15D of Justin Duty out of Malino, Oregon. Mike Marlar in the Skyline Motorsports, Truck Country Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Clements Powered Infinity, as we're going to have a Midwest Sheet Metal Caution file on the Speedway momentarily, as perhaps checking for something on the racetrack. Dennis Herb Jr. in car 28. He was your feature winner back here a few years ago with FloRacing Night in America. Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mac, Kaiser Manufacturing, Dundee Heating and Air Conditioning, VP Racing Fuels, Collins Signs, Clements Powered Rocket Chassis. For Dennis Herb Jr. back on the Outlaw and the FloRacing Night in America Tour. Had a top 10 run last night at LaSalle. And the 15D of Justin Duty back on the Mars Tour this year. The first class septic, Don Frank Forrest, Darren Marnell Williams, Jeff Stewart Trucking, Robert Speed Company, FK Roddins, Finish Line Graphics, car 15, the Propel Racing Engine Longhorn for Justin Duty.
You see it there on the left-hand side of your screen. 1:3:3:32 for Chris Simpson. The time to beat in Sunoco Racefield's Time Trials Group B. Good lap for Marlar. Third quick, Dennis Erb Jr. at the top of the leaderboard, 13:2:38. And Justin Duty with a good lap, sixth quick, 1:3:6:48. Second lap time for Mikey Marlar is a better time. He stays fourth, 1:3:4:43. Another good lap for Dennis Erb. He'll rest on a 13:2:38. And Justin Duty picks up speed on lap 2. He'll stay sixth quick with a 1:3:6:46. How about Atlanta Lincoln? Dennis Erb Jr. now the time to beat in Group B with a 1:3.238. Ben after 12 cars.
Up next, Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 58. Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois in the 84. And the 2 of Cody Overton out of Thompson, Georgia. Garrett Albertson and the Roberts Motorsports, Low Voltage Solutions, Romer Machine and Welding, Titan Racing Products, Steve Valley Transportation, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bill Sports Shop, Clements Power to Longhorn. 3 wins on the year for that driver. In the 84, Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois, the Barry Wright Race Car Pro Power Racing Engine, Lone Wolf Petroleum Fuel Factory, SRI Performance, Mega Towing and the Lodge, all sponsors for Miles Moose in the 84. And the 2 of Cody Overton from the World of Outlaws Tour, 3 wins on the year. The SM2 Motorsports, Shaw Trucking, Budweiser, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Supply Chain Management, number 2.
Cody Overton second quick, by the way, on lap 1. Albertson was 5th. He'll go to 4th. Moose was 7th. Albertson 13:3:66. 4th quick, his best lap. Second lap for Miles Moose, 7th quick, 13:6:44. And Cody Overton second fastest with a 1:3.248. That'll shuffle the top of the leaderboard in Group B. It's now Dennis Erb Jr., Cody Overton, Chris Simpson, your top 3 qualifiers after 15 cars.
Up next, out of Sun River, Montana, Michael Leach in the 09, the 74X of Bakersfield, California's Ethan Dodson, and Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio on the 99. That's your next 3 qualifiers. Leach in the 09 car, the Cornet-powered Longhorn, Dust Pods, Bill Stein, Lowland Bro Motorsports, Willow Ranch Wagyu, and Hellraiser Jacks, all sponsors in that 09 car. Joined by Ethan Dodson of a 74X, ASD Motorsports, Azio, Jarrett Rifle sponsored, BK Paving and Grading, American Racing Pro Series, Torco Racing Oils, Clements Powered Longhorn. 1 win on the year with that driver, and that was his first ever World of Outlaws win for Ethan Dodson, currently 6th in the series standings. And then Devin Moran from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, currently 2nd in their standings. 5 wins on the year for the driver of the Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, Bill Stein, Millwood Plumbing, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, Phillips CPA, and Millwood Plumbing, all sponsors for Devin Moran. And I think we got a little bit of a Midwest Signal caution briefly, and DJ just like that, they tell him to get back on the loud pedal, and let's see if somebody can get to Dennis Erb Jr. with a 13.238.
Yeah, doing what they can to get the guys in the scale area with a little bit of dust kicking up down there. We'll see now what these 3 drivers can do. That 99 man, I know he loves this place, and I know he's really strong here at the Spoon as well. Michael Leach going to go 12th quick on lap 1, 13:7:22. Ethan Dodson 7th, 1:3:5:04. Devin Moran 3rd quick, 1:3:2:81. Michael Leach, fledgling driver in the 09, a better lap, 9th quick, 13:6:30. Ethan Dodson 8th quick, 13:5:04. And Devin Moran not able to improve on lap number 2. His second lap time is a 1:3:2:81. It's Moran 3rd quick, Cody Overton 2nd quick, and Dennis Erb Jr. still the time to beat in Group B, 1:3.238. Ben, with about 6 drivers left to qualify, we've got 6 good ones still to come.
Really good ones. Up next, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia in the 49. The 89 of Mike Spatola out of Manhattan, Illinois, and Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois in the 1 car. Jonathan Davenport, the Dynago Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, Bill Stein AC Warranty, Lucas Oil Products, Mark Martin Automotive Group, Clements Powered Longhorn. 4 wins on the year for the 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, currently 3rd in their points. Mike Spatola in the 89, the TNS Heating and Cooling Refrigeration, Big Daddy Scrap, B&D Chemical, Country Chevrolet, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1. He's got 1 win this year. That came in Farmer City. And Brandon Shepard, 5-time World of Outlaws champion, and the Rocket One Racing, Valvoline Performance Grading, Sliver Calf Wrenches, Ace Metalworks, Franklin Enterprises, Collin Brothers Towing, Gunners Honey, and Performance Concrete. The Durham Power Plant under the hood of the Rocket Chassis. 2 wins this year for Brandon Shepard, including an Illini 100 title up at Farmer City Raceway.
Indeed. We'll see if anybody's got anything for Dennis Erb Jr. Any one of these final 6 qualifiers could trump him in qualifying, and Davenport lays down a good lap, 3rd quick. 13.250. Spatola 18th, 1.3. 8.11. Sheppy 8th quick, 1.3.429. Second lap time for Superman Jonathan Davenport does not improve. Third fastest stays at 13.250. Opie second lap time much better. 11th quick, 1.3629. And Shep not able to improve on lap 2. Brandon Shepard right now 8th quick, 1.3.429. Dennis Erb Jr. remains atop the leaderboard with a 1.3.238 in Group B with 3 absolute throttle stompers about to make their way on the track.
Up next, Drake Troutman out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, the 22 star. Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Chandler, Arizona, the 20 RT, and the 76 of Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. Your final 3 qualifiers. Troutman of the Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Racehorses, Bill Stein, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Cornet Powered Longhorn, currently 4th in the World of Outlaw standings and leading the Rookie of the Year standings is Drake Troutman, the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. He comes to us, the Chandler, Arizona native, in the Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Hofer Trucking, Coleman Farms Racing, Knights Companies, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste, Bill Stein and Certified Inspection Services on the Clements Powered Longhorn. Meanwhile, in the 76 Longhorn Factory, Rick's Fiber Napa Auto Parts, Garno Southern, Nude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Clements Powered at number 76. It's Brandon Overton, a 3-time winner this year for the driver 5th in the world and play again in the Lucas Oil standings.
Here comes Drake Troutman, lap number 1, 17th, 1.3701. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s first lap, 11th, 1.3548. Brandon Overton 10th, 1.3499. They all need to pick it up on lap 2 if they're going to have anything. For Dennis Erb Jr., Troutman does, but stays 18th, 1.3648. Second lap for Thornton, not as good, 12th, 1.3548. And Brandon Overton also does not improve. He'll be 10th with a 1.3499. And that is unofficially a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels time trials for Group B. Dennis Erb Jr., the quickest with a 1.3.2382 drivers from the state of Illinois. Leading Sunoco Race Fuels time trials here tonight. Cody Overton second, Jonathan Davenport third, Devin Moran fourth. Unofficially, those 4 drivers will start on the front row of heat races 3 and 4. Mike Norris is in the infield with Dennis Erb Jr.
Well, I tell you what, Dennis, 2023, you defended, Illinois defended your turf. You got a big win here tonight. Your fastest qualifier in a World 100-like field's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, to get out here and with the group of cars that are here and have turn a good lap, starts off the night real good. So hopefully we can, you know, just continue that momentum on for this evening.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our fastest qualifier in Group 2, Dennis Erb Jr. Well, I tell you what, race fans, that'll wrap up qualifying here at Spoon River. Tell you what, in 32 races attempted here, 28 times the Illinois boys have defended their home state. Can they do it here tonight? Keep it locked right here on Flow. This is Spoon River FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We'll be right back.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Dave Poskey's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and the entire country since 1978. Our staff consists of fellow racers and crew members who combine for over 100 years of experience in the racing industry. Poskey's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We have what you need when you need it and ship nationwide daily. Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia, or online at Poskey.com.
I'll just put it this way, we'll be back. With the hard work of Mark Richards and all the people at Rocket, we'll be back.
Your opening night winner at East Bay Raceway Park is going to be Tyler Erb. Ashton Ware gets it done on a Tuesday night at East Bay.
But it's going to be the Reaper out of Marshalltown, Iowa. His first career win of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
And it's going to be Hudson O'Neal getting his first win. Back-to-back winner at East Bay Raceway Park.
Hudson O'Neal wins it. $20,000 later, alligator. Hudson O'Neal wins it at 1.
I I have terrible vision. I got hooked up with Death Ridge, and being able to see when you're racing is pretty important. Glare is somewhat of a big deal, and with these, there's really no glare at all. They just fit really well. They don't go over your ear. They just go straight around your head. Full believer in them. I feel like they help a lot compared to what I'm used to. I have nothing but good to say about them.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Established in 1983, FK Rod-Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod-Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Since 1978, Twink Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA. We proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to night number 2 of Illinois Speed Week and round 2 of FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We have got all of qualifying in the books. If you've not yet done so, set those Dirt Draft fantasy lineups as we are here live at Spoon River Speedway, just outside Canton, Illinois. Well, we have talked about this is round 2 of Illinois Speed Week. Coming up next is the race that will be held at the Bob Sargent Adam Mackey promoted House of Power Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois. Ben will be there tomorrow night at the fairgrounds. FloRacing Night in America off Friday and Saturday. Those are Lucas Oil races at Farmer City and Fairbury. Then
we'll be there.
Yes, we will. And then we go to my favorite track in the entire country, America's bucket list racetrack, Marshalltown Speedway.
That's right. J-Van was part of our staff impromptu last night. He upped at LaSalle Speedway, and we'll be next Tuesday at his place, and he looking forward to checking that place out. We had a barn burner. We were there back in 23. Didn't get to visit last year. June 4th, Eldora Speedway, the lead into the Dirt Late Model. Dream will be there on Wednesday night. And then July 23rd, the lead in the Prairie Dirt Classic weekend. That's Wednesday, July 3rd. We'll be at Fairbury Speedway right before the World of Outlaws roll into town. September 11th, the Scott Bloomquist Memorial at Volunteer Speedway in Bulls Gap, Tennessee. And then one that we've been trying to put together, the 5th year of the tour, we finally get it. Tri-State Speedway, Hobstadt, Indiana, the Helfrich family-owned legendary oval, and we cannot wait for September 24th.
I can't, man. I've been there one time, and that was it. I love the place. And then, of course, we wrap up at Sonoy Raceway in Sonoy, Georgia, the Bubba Pollard promoted facility down there. Of course, for the Peach State Classic. Once again, that is November 14th and 15th. FloSeries.com. That's FLO Series.com for all the latest news, scheduling information, payouts, points, and more for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota.
That's right. 10 races on the docket in 2025 for FloRacing Night in America. Your best 8 finishes count. After last night, on the heels of getting the win, Bobby Pierce, your point leader, He was your champion in 2023. Last year's champion, Ricky Thornton Jr. in second. Nick Hoffman third. Brandon Shepard, he was the champion back in 2022. Jonathan Davenport was the champion in 2021. Your four former champions are no worse than fifth. Then it's Brian Shirley, Mike Marler, Dennis Erb Jr., Ethan Dodson, and Drake Troutman. This could be our best season to date with just a really fun, diverse group of drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, man, and it is. I mean, we got about a dozen guys that say they're going to chase the deal, and what I think is America's favorite midweek racing series, FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Well, we talked about Illinois Speed Week, Ben. We mentioned that our good friends with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing, they picked things up on Friday night with the Farmer City 74 at the Lance Speaker promoted Farmer City Raceway in Farmer City, Illinois. And then right back after that, we will head to the Matt Curl promoted Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois for the Falls Spring Shootout.
And over in the pit area right now, Super Late Models Heat 1. We want you to staging, guys. Super Late Models Heat 1, we want you to staging. We talked about Tuesday, we go to Marshalltown with FloRacing Night in America, but next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we head to Eagle Raceway. That one's going to be a big weekend, and then we'll take a bit of a few days to catch our breath, and then we head to Lucas Oil Speedway, the Lucas Oil Show Me 100 Memorial Day weekend. What a tradition. What a lot of great racing. We hope that all the weather pans out just like what we have here right now. So once again, DJ, we're calling Heat 1 to staging for the Super Late Models. We're going to call all the fans down to the vendor area, check them out, grab something to eat or drink. We're going to step aside. Thanks to marketing partners. We come back. Spoon River Speedway. It's going to be opening ceremony and then Super Late Model Heat Race action. FloRacing Night in America. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Spoon River Speedway, Night 2, FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota 2025. It is now time for opening ceremonies. If you are willing and able, we ask you to please rise for tonight's invocation and our Star Spangled Banner. Tonight's invocation by Dustin Jarrett.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, let's pray. Dear gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, we're so thankful for everything that you bless us with. We've had just a gorgeous day here today. We've got a pit area full of race cars. We got a grandstand full of people, and we're very thankful for all of that, Lord. We've got roofs over our heads. We've got food to eat, and you blessed us so much, Father. We're going to ask you at this time to bless these drivers. Watch over them with a blanket of safety, Lord. Keep an eye on them. Watch over the crews as they work on the cars, the track staff all around the Speedway, these great fans as well, Lord, and be with everyone as we go our separate ways later on this evening. Lord, thank you for those that serve, that continue to make this country so great. They're in our native land. They're abroad as well, Lord. We couldn't do it without them, and simply put, they help make the United States of America the greatest country in the world. And Lord, last but certainly not least, thank you for the greatest gift of all. That's your Son, Jesus Christ. He died on the cross to save us from our sins so that we can have a chance to spend eternity with you, Lord. We ask if there's someone here that doesn't believe, they may leave here tonight just with the belief that Jesus Christ is indeed their personal Savior. We ask all of this in his name. Amen.
All right. Before we go into the night's national anthem, the Spoon River Speedway family lost somebody who's been at this racetrack for over a half century. Robert Halfday just recently passed away on May 5th at the age of 79. I know the Halfday family's tuned in watching on FloRacing tonight. So on behalf of everybody at Spoon River Speedway, we just wanted to send our condolences to you as well. We're going to put on a showcase for you tonight. And everybody please remain standing for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? You've heard him at the Gateway Dirt Nationals with your national anthem, Mr. Patrick Davis.
The one, the only P. Kitty. DJ, what do you say?
I don't know. I think we got a raucous and rowdy crowd here tonight. Spoon River Speedway, we got one question for you. Are you ready? I think they're ready.
I think they're ready, DJ. Let's go. All right, Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race 110 laps. The distance, top four to the feature. Winner will start on the pole here tonight. It's Shannon Babb out of Moequa, Illinois on the pole, and the 18 to his outside. Brian Shirley in the 3S out of Chatham, Illinois.
Row 2 on the inside out of Mooresville, North Carolina. The Ty Touring Racing number 9. That's going to be Nick Hoffman. And on his outside in the Brad Spochat center line to Motorsports 111. It's Max Blair.
Row 3 will be four-time Dirt Car National Champion Rodney Melvin out of Benton, Illinois in the 27. And then at 24 of Ryan Unsker, a former Dirt Car National Champion. He will start 6th.
Carson Ferguson going to roll from the inside of row 4. He's in the 93, and on his outside of the 96, out of Benton, Kentucky, it's Tanner English.
Row 5 will be Minnesota's Dan Ebert in the 60 and the 15 of Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
And your final two starters, it's going to be Rob Sanders in the 10N and Austin Howes in the 17A. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1. 12 cars, 10 laps, the top 4 The top 4 transfer to tonight's main event. The winner starts on the pole of tonight's feature. Babb on the inside, Shirley on the outside. We are racing.
Green flag's up. Shannon Babb takes him into 1 and 2. He'll work the low side of the racetrack. Shirley heads up top. He'll sit in second. Hoffman in third. Here comes Shirley off Babb, off into 3 and 4.
This is a racy track, Ben. Shelton off 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead. Give it to Brian Shirley as he inches out in front of Shannon Babb. Babb going to try to battle back down to the inside. Right now, Nick Hoffman runs third. Rodney Melvin hanging tight to that 4th and final transfer spot. As they come around to complete lap 2, Melvin loses the handle and gets into Max Blair. Oh, no.
Melvin and Blair get together, and that draws the first Midwest sheet metal caution of the night. And ouch. We are going to check on the MD3 instant replay to see what went south for Max Blair and Rodney Melvin. Melvin going to exit the racetrack, damage on the 27, and that will draw the Midwest sheet metal caution with 1 on the board. 9 laps to go.
All right, we'll have 2 looks at our MD3 5-star instant replay right here. You're going to see Rodney Melvin, well, he woed up a little bit in there. Max Blair came in really hard and they made contact. I don't know. It's really tough to say. I don't know if something happened to Melvin's car or if Max just had a completely different line coming in. But the end result, that first angle, man, really it looked like Melvin just woed up a lot right there or something.
Hard to say, man. Max really charged the corner too, and 2 guys going after the same piece of real estate, so it's easy to sit up here. Otherwise, the only thing I know for sure is Melvin pit side and Max Blair getting that 111 checked out. Tough break there.
One thing is for certain, if a car stops on the racetrack, in any given racetrack, they will always stop in front of a speaker or light pole or something that obstructs the view of a camera every time.
All right, so we've got the Deathridge Opticians choose cone. We're before the halfway point of prelims. That means the leader will be all by his lonesome. Second on back, when they get to the cone, they go high or low, and that's where they will restart once they get past the cone. They cannot change the line they choose. You don't have to do what the guy in front of you. You don't have to do the opposite. You can do what he does. Shannon Babb will go to the bottom. Hoffman's going to go to the outside. Looks like everybody's going to kind of hold serve on this one. Last night in the feature, we really saw some wholesale different decisions being made. And we want to thank Greg Deathridge with Deathridge Opticians for the I'll play again, the Deathridge Opticians cone. Just a little flair that we have here in the show and giving these guys a little bit more of a choice. Right now, they got the choice to get back on the loud pedal off turn 4.
Glad you could spit that out. 1 lap in the books, 9 laps remaining in Integra. Jackson Springs heat race number 1. Brian Shirley going to lead the field. Back to the green. Shannon Babb in second. Look at Ryan Unzicker down on the inside. The Gremlin in the 24. It's all Land Lincoln all the time in front of this one. Heck, the 9 of Hoffman. He may as well be from Illinois. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri. As many laps as he has turned back in the quote-unquote old days in a modified. Right now, he runs third in the 9.
And right now, Shirley leads the way. Back in second, it's Babb. Hoffman, you talked about him in third. Unzicker in the 4th and final transfer. He missed the show last night, trying to put it in here tonight. In position number 5, the 93 car of Carson Ferguson. Hang on a little beating and banging back in the pack. Will stay clean and green. DJ, 4 on the board, 6 to go in Integra Shocks and Springs Heat 1.
Yeah, it's a 1-second advantage for Brian Shirley, who looks really good right now. He picked up a heat race win last night, ran to the top 5 or 6 most of the evening, did Brian Shirley, and he would love nothing more than to roll from the pole here this evening. Shannon Babb right now remains in second, and there's the best battle on your screen as he's able for the time being to keep Nick Hoffman behind him. Ben coming around this time by 4 laps remaining.
Brian Shirley has never won a FloRacing Night in America event. He's won a World of Outlaws feature, never a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature either. Tonight, he'd like to get a FloRacing Night in America. To his credit, he looks strong. Last time by 1.3 seconds the advantage. This time it grows with just 3 laps to go, and Brian Shirley back out in front by 1.4 seconds.
And you see right there on your screen, Ben, the 24 of Ryan Unzicker has kind of closed that gap just a little bit now on the right side of your screen between he and the 9 of Nick Hoffman. Green flag waving in the air in Illinois. That signifies 2 laps to go. Boy, Hoffman, he's able to peek a nose under Babb in the corners, then just not quite able to complete the pass.
And Brian Shirley last time by put 0.3 of a second between him and second place Shannon Babb. The all-guy performance, 1 to go as your leader works off 2 down the back straightaway for the final time.
Indeed, Brian Shirley taking the lead in this one from Shannon Babb on the opening lap, and he'll lead it all the way to the checkered flag as Brian Shirley gets the win in Integra Niagara Shocks and Springs heat race number 1. Shannon Babb second, Nick Hoffman third, and Ryan Unzicker will grab the final transfer ahead of Ferguson, English, Ebert, Stuckey, Blair, and Sanders.
Your fourth and final transfer out of El Paso, Illinois, Ryan Unzicker in the 24. Out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Nick Hoffman in the 9. Out of Mowicla, Illinois, Shannon Babb in the 18. And taking the win, Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois, the Bob Cullen Racing, Hoker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fuels, J&E Construction, JJ Ventures and Gaming, Allgaier Performance 3S. As Brian Shirley heading down to the scales. And I tell you what, while he gets that, we'll go ahead and hit the lineup for K1 Race Gears Heat 2. And I'll leave it up to you, DJ. Do we want the lineup or do we want Shirley?
Let's go with Shirley.
All right, let's go with Shirley. We're going to head down to you, Mike Norris.
Boy, as long as he doesn't wipe out a crew member down there as he's trying to make his way
I don't
through.
know that he's going to wait on Mike Norris.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll go to the lineup for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 as Brian Shirley snakes through the infield. He's trying to make his way into the droop check.
Okay,
yep.
K1 Race Gear Heat.
K1 Race Gear Heat 2. Kyle Bronson in the 40B will get this figured out. Plainfield, Illinois, Mike McKinney with a good qualifying effort in the 75.
Inside of Road 2 will be Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa in the 19R, and the 18D of Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina starts fourth.
A couple throttle stoppers in row 3. The smooth operator Bobby Pierce in the 32, and on his outside out of New Waverly, Texas, the 1 is turbo Tyler
Row 4, Billy Moyer out of Batesville, Arkansas in the 21, and the 19M of Spencer Hughes out of Causeyville, Mississippi.
Jason Feger will have to rally from the 9th starting spot. He's in 25, and on his outside, Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida in the 6. And your final 2 starters, Ben, will be Keokuk, Iowa's Brandon Queen in the 12 and Tyler Millwood in the 31. And Mike Norris has made his way over to the droop check to grab a word with Brian Shirley.
Well, you got a Summer National victory here at Spoon River. Last night a heat race win. What do you got to do different to this car to bring home a big feature win here tonight?
I'm not sure, really. We're just trying to keep racing, try and put ourselves in a good position to win the race, and then hopefully sooner or later we'll hopefully get one. We're just trying to be consistent as can be and learn what we can, and then just try and get better in the future.
Spoon River, how about it for the squirrel, Brian Shirley?
Brian Shirley picks up the win in Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race 1. This is K1 Gear Heat 2. The winner of this one will start third here tonight. Kyle Bronson starting on the inside. Mike McKinney to his outside. Bronson had a good run going last night. Shoved off turn 4, got it into the front stretch wall. Part of his spoiler ended up in the wall. But Bronson showed a lot of speed last night. That team went home to regroup. They did some testing. It showed dividends last night. I know maybe not the finish they wanted, DJ, but some of the best speed that Kyle Bronson's had all year.
Absolutely. And how about Mike McKinney, by the way, in that Adam Family Motorsports number 75? You heard Patrick Davis mention it earlier, the car that Daniel Adam was in. Daniel Adam going to try to get some more reps. He's in a modified, and Mike McKinney, who's got a win here in a modified, gonna roll from the outside front row, Ben. Oh, here we go. Here is the start of K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. This is the view Ryan Gustin has down the front stretch.
Oh my goodness, I'd have my eyes closed right there. Gustin sits in third. He goes to the inside. Excuse me. Oh, he's going to go back to fourth. Pierce slides through the infield though, and we're going to have a Midwest sheet metal caution, and we're going to have to do it all over again. As Bobby Pierce looked up, and that car was sideways off of turn number 2. And again, watching what Gustin had going on, I just don't think I'd be doing what he does.
The thing that probably got me is how blinding that sun is going down the front straightaway. Right,
it is.
Like it's
tough, and really the glare. So you see Pierce, and then we're going to see if perhaps we have a MD3 instant replay. We got one instant replay from MD3, and Tyler Erb, a little bit of damage on that left front nose. Let's see what happened between he and the 32 car.
Damage on the left front of the 1, damage on the 32, and that's what happened.
Wow. Man, we needed an onboard right there to see that. That was close quarters racing. Tiffany, we got a second. He's down there checking in with our officials in turn 4. Can we please see that MD3 instant replay for everybody watching at home at FloRacing one more time? I would like to see that. Thank you very much. As they're going to take it back a little bit further and see what happened up in turns 1 and 2 with 0 laps on the board as we got 10 laps remaining. And here we go, off into turns 1 and 2. And
man, Bobby was kind of coming up the track a good bit there.
That was tough. Seemed like the rear end of the car kicks out a little bit as Tyler shot off the cushion. And you saw Tyler, like he had his wheels cut the other direction.
He was kind of funneling down. Yes.
Things happen in a hurry. Is this Tazwell? No. But the way that they'll kind of wash back and forth off the corner sometimes reminds me of Tazwell. Either way, it's going to be a complete double file restart. 0 laps completed. Will be a complete double file restart.
I have stopped trying to figure out what happens behind the wheel of these race cars because the amount of talent that I have is not even a fraction of what any of these guys have out here. They're all way better drivers than me. 0 in the books. All 10 remaining. K1 Race Gear Heat 2's back underway.
Right, let's see if we go clean and green. They're briefly 3 wide for second. Hang on, Dalton Wilson. He almost spins in front of Pierce. Pierce has to get on the binders. Out front, it's Bronson. Meanwhile, Gustin to the inside of McKinney. Lap 1 to Kyle Bronson, and it's chaotic here tonight at the Spoon.
It sure is. Tyler Earp going to go down to the inside of Mike McKinney as well. They're 3 wide behind him with the 18D and the 19 of Spencer Hughes. They make contact down the back straightaway. Bobby Pierce watches it all unfold in front of him. 4 drivers go to the 8
hang on.
this one. Oh, baby, that's not good.
And Spencer Hughes turned sideways in front of the field. We get the lap, and I thought for a second we were getting ready to have a 5-6 car pileup down the front straightaway. My goodness.
Well,
as the Midwest Sheet Metal caution is out with 2 down.
To be fair, they wrecked 8 times before that.
Wow.
And it finally culminated on the front straightaway.
These Midwest Sheet Metal cautions, Chris Davis gets a Midwest Sheet Metal ready. These boys are going to need some by the weekend, the way they're going right now.
There's no chance I'm going to analyze what happened there.
That was like
wild.
It was like a pinball down the front straightaway.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Well, we're going to have 2 looks at it. Then we'll have the Deathridge Opticians choose cone. Greg Deathridge, you said you didn't have enough Midwest Sheet Metal cautions last night.
You got it
jinxed
tonight.
this here tonight. All right. So they should have wrecked right there down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Somehow they don't. Off into 3 and 4. Herb down low, Wilson up. They get together. Herb goes, looks like Luke Duke down the front straightaway. He's up on 2 wheels. Here we go.
From the Dave Poske's Performance Parts Speed Shot. Wow. It was a sprint car type wheelie that turbo popped right there.
Danny
This
Dietrich
crowd,
would have been proud of that one. Wow.
Is an incredible crowd here.
It is a fantastic crowd.
Good looking crowd.
All right, well, you saw the Deathridge Opticians choose cone, and we just saw a couple of guys shoot to the outside in the name of the 75 of McKinney went out to the outside. Tyler Erb did as well. So a few guys trying to advance there. So we'll get the Deathridge Opticians choose cone off the track. 2 down, 8 to go. Kyle Bronson is your leader. And we are back underway in K1 Race Gears Heat Race number 2. Gustin takes second away from McKinney. Battle for 4th. Dalton Wilson takes it away from Tyler. Herb falls back. McKinney all the way to 4th, and now Pierce in 5th.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce now 1 spot out of a transfer, and no surprise, he's going to try to tiptoe around the top side of this racetrack. Behind him, Tyler Erb falling back as Billy Moyer going to try to work his way by. That's the battle for the final transfer on your screen. Mike McKinney has it. Bobby Pierce wants it.
Moyer slips off the top of turn 2. He'll fall back to near the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Pierce takes McKinney's 4th and final transfer. Pierce sets his sights on Dalton Wilson, who rides in 3rd. Wilson sets his sights on Ryan Gustin. Kyle Bronson sets his sights and riding into the sunset because right now he's got over a 2nd lead with 5 down, 5 to go in K1 Race Gear Heat 2.
And halfway home here in this one, and here comes Dalton Wilson. He's going to throw a slider on Ryan Gustin. Gustin to drive back down under him. Bobby Pierce right there as well. 3 cars battling for the 2nd spot. Now here comes Pierce to the inside. You're riding with Ryan Gustin in 2nd on the right.
And here comes Pierce. He steps to the outside. He's up to 3rd. He sets his sights on Gustin. He diamonds off the corner. Ryan Gustin's about to see the 32 to his inside. As he looks down, no, he slams the door on him. They race back to 3 to go. Bronson, your leader. 2nd's Gustin. Pierce is in 3rd. Man, this is fun.
This in-car's awesome. I love watching Gustin just toss that thing into the corners down there in turns 1 and 2. Pierce with another run on the outside. By the way, Kyle Bronson has opened up a 2-second lead in front of this battle, and here comes Pierce to the inside.
Pierce to the inside of Gustin. Gustin watches Pierce go by. Now Pierce will wash up the racetrack a little bit. Gustin tries to get back to the inside. DJ, they race back with Allgaier Performance, 1 to go.
Final time around. Brian Shirley over a 2-second advantage. Bobby Pierce now finally settled into the 2nd spot here in the Allgaier Performance. Final lap, Gustin 3rd, Dalton Wilson 4th. Is that how they're going to finish, Ben? Off corner number 4, it's going to be KV40 getting the win. Beat 32, 2nd, the 19R finishes 3rd of the 18D. will grab that final transfer spot, followed by Mike McKinney, Jason Feger, Clay Harris, Tyler Erb, Spencer Hughes, Tyler Millwood, Billy Moyer, and Brandon Queen.
Dalton Wilson, your fourth and final transfer. The North Carolina driver. Third to Iowa's Ryan Gustin in the 19R. Second, how about it for Illinois' Bobby Pierce? And your winner, Florida's Kyle Bronson in the 40B. The Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, LTX Home Builders, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Distributing, Mullinex Recycling, Borchers Equipment, Tillman Roofing, Boswell Oil, Lucas Oil, VP, VG Performance, all sponsors on Kyle Bronson's Clements Powered Longhorn 40B. And let's go ahead and roll your lineup for Buzzy Racing Products Heat 3 before we talk to Kyle Bronson.
Absolutely. Bronson's going to make his way over to the scale area, and then the droop check. No, he is going to stop early to grab a word with Mike Norris.
Well, they're just going to keep us guessing. And Tiffany,
Never
I'll tell
really
you what.
know. Yeah, you never really know.
Tiffany, let's head down to a Sweet Manufacturing interview with Mike Norris and Heat 2 winner Kyle Bronson.
Yeah, we're going to keep you guys guessing up in the tower. Hey, Kyle, great job. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when this year. Congratulations, you're going to start up front here tonight. Can the 40B do it, my man?
I think we're getting a lot better here. You know, we're still a little tick off there, but, you know, we're changing something every night. You know, just got to really thank all my sponsors, you know, LTX, Race Car Engineering, VP Racing Fuel, Hoosier Tires, Clements Automotive, Longhorn Chassis, Bilstein Shocks. Just everybody's helping me out. You know, I appreciate them all sticking with me. We've been getting our ass kicked here lately, but we're going to keep on digging and hopefully park her in victory lane tonight.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for the killer, Kyle Bronson, winner of heat race number 2.
Bronson's fired up tonight, DJ.
Yes, he is. He was fired up. Hey, you know what I'm fired up for? Now we finally get to give the starting lineup for Buzzy Racing Products heat race number 3.
Well, outside front row is on the line for tonight's main event to the winner of this one. And starting on the pole, the driver that won here back in 2023 with FloRacing Night in America, Dennis Erb Jr. in the 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois. And to his outside, Superman Jonathan Davenport. He's been close here. Could tonight be the night he gets the win in the 49.
Row 2 on the inside out of Oxford, Iowa in the 32. That's going to be Chris Simpson. And on his outside, the 71, the former Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champ out of Martinsville, Indiana, the New Deal, Hudson O'Neal.
Inside of row 3, it'll be the 157 of Mike Marlar from Winfield, Tennessee, and the 74X of Ethan Dotson from Bakersfield, California.
Opie, Mike Spatola, he's a 3-time Fairbury champion. He's going to start inside row 4 in the 89, and on his outside, out of Lincoln, Illinois, the 84 is Miles Moose.
Row 5, Justin Duty out of Malina, Oregon in the 15D, and the 11G of Gordy Gundaker from St. Charles, Missouri.
His brother Trevor Gundaker going to roll from the inside of row number 6, and on his outside, out of College Grove, Tennessee in the 81, it's Jason Riggs. This is Buzzy Racing Products heat race number 3, 10 laps to the checkered flag, and once again the top 4. The top 4 transfer to the feature, and as Ben said, the winner starts on the outside front row of tonight's main event.
Green flag's out, and we are underway. Drag race off into 1 and 2. Erb down low, and Davenport lets it float to the cushion, and Davenport lets it float to the lead. Cape in the wind. Superman leads them into 3 and 4.
Yeah, Dennis Erb Jr. going to say not so fast, my friend, running in that Dennis Erb Jr. line down at the bottom of the racetrack. Not enough momentum down there, though, as Davenport will lead lap number 1. Erb maybe leaves the door open up for Hudson O'Neal. Erb going to wash high. Off 2, down the back straightaway, into 3 and 4. End of lap number 2, JD remains your leader.
Chris Simpson goes to work on Ethan Dotson for the final transfer spot. Dotson will hold it off into turns 1 and 2. 2 down, 8 to go. Jonathan Davenport a 0.7 of a second advantage over Dennis Erb Jr. Erb's got his rearview mirror full right now of Hudson O'Neal. Huddy goes up top at the line, though. It's still Erb by half a car length per second.
Yeah, you see this track starting to widen out. Now that bottom groove coming in a little bit. Some guys running the high side down in 1 and 2 a little more now as well. Still side by side for second. A pair of blue and white cars going at it between Hudson O'Neal and Dennis Erb Jr. But Ben Shelton, Jonathan Davenport is checking out in this one.
He is. Hudson O'Neal up into the second spot. Jason Durham joining that team a few weeks ago. 2 wins immediately at Lucas Oil Speedway during the Spring Nationals. And right now, he sits in second. Third is Dennis Erb Jr. Ethan Dotson in fourth. Marlar up to 5th. Jonathan Davenport liking what he's seeing, DJ. This time by 6 down, 4 to go for the 49.
It's starting to be a good battle right there just behind the 2 blue cars for the final transfer spot. Mike Marlar has reeled in the 74X of Ethan Dotson and is now trying to take that 4th position away from the Bakersfield, California driver. And you see different lines being run right there. Marlar trying to tiptoe around the top in the 157. Ben 3 laps to go if he's going to work his way into the show.
Yeah, he's sitting inside of Ethan Dotson. As you said, the racetrack widening out nicely. 2 to go this time by. The green flag waves for Davenport. Huddy sits in second. Dennis Erb Jr. in third. Dotson holds on to fourth, but Marlar's right there with him, and Mike Marlar looks to the inside of Ethan Dotson. DJ, they race back to the white flag.
Yeah, the Allgaier Performance, 1 lap to go, is out for Superman Jonathan Davenport, who's holding steady at a 2.5-second lead. On the right side of your screen, we keep an eye on the battle for the final transfer. Ben JD into 3 and 4 for the final. Oh, my.
And Dotson caught the cushion. Marlar goes by. Jonathan Davenport will win. Buzzy Racing Products Heat 3, second to Hudson O'Neal. Dennis Erb Jr. comes home in third. And fourth will go to Mike Marlar. Bad break as we'll see Dotson fall back as Chris Simpson over Spatola. My goodness.
Yeah, as the 74X was slowing on the front straightaway, Miles Moose came in there hot and heavy, and he made contact with him. It could have been a lot worse. Fourth goes to Marlar, third to Erb, second to O'Neal. There's your winner, Superman Jonathan Davenport. The Lance Landers Racing, Double L Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, sponsored number 49. And before we toss it down to Mike Norris with a sweet manufacturing interview, Ben, here is what happened on the final lap.
Yeah, Dotson got in there, and that cushion just pulled him in. He couldn't drive out of it. Marlar catches him on the way by, and Dotson was able to pull off the ceiling. He slows down the front straightaway, and oh man, that could have been a lot worse. Luckily, Miles Moose gets on the binders, but right now, a sweet manufacturing interview with Jonathan Davenport. Mike Norris, he'll start second here tonight.
4 wins on the season, JD. Congratulations on the heat race win. A big, wider, banked track here in the state of Illinois. You have a nice smile on your face. I think you like it here at Spoon River.
Yeah, no doubt. First time I saw this place a couple years ago, I just thought East Alabama Motor Speedway, just way up here up north. So cool place, awesome facility. You know, it's definitely doesn't look like it needs to be in Illinois with a little bit of mountains in the background stuff. So enjoy coming here. Thanks to my guys. I just worked them pretty hard after qualifying there. We had to change a few things. We've been chasing this car. It's been a little bit of a booger for us, but seemed to be pretty good right there. So just want to say hello to everybody back home, and thanks to everybody that gets us here, and see if we can get us a win tonight.
Well, currently third with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Picks up a big heat race win. How about it for Jonathan Davenport?
JD's going to start inside front row. Look at the sun setting here tonight. A gorgeous, gorgeous night. And we head to Lincoln Speedway tomorrow. If you're sitting at home, call in sick tomorrow. Join us at Lincoln. Call in sick Friday. Join us at Farmer City. And Saturday, we wrap it up at Fairbury. DJ, it's time for iBox Springs Heat Race number 4. The winner of this one starts 4th here tonight. And on the pole out of Thompson, Georgia, it's Cody Overton in the 2. To his outside from Dresden, Ohio, Devin Moran in the 99.
Second row back on the inside in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing number 58. That's going to be Garrett Alverson. And on his outside, a former winner at the Spoon out of New Berlin, Illinois. In Rocket 1, it's Brendan Shepard.
Inside of row 3, Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia in the 76. And the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr., defending series champion out of Chandler, Arizona. These heats are insane tonight.
There's some heat in the heats. Michael Leach going to start inside row 4 in the 09 on his outside. In the 55 out of Pinconning, Michigan. Welcome back, Jeep Van Wormer.
Row 5 will look like this. Straight Troutman out of Hyman, Pennsylvania, the 22 star. And the 9, Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. And DJ, your final 2 starters, Frank Heckenus Jr. out of Frankfort, Illinois, the 99 junior, and Brandon Lance out of Brimfield, Illinois, in the 248.
12 drivers will race 10 laps. Once again, the top 4 advance. iBox Springs Heat Race number 4. The winner of this one starts on the outside the outside of row 2. Brian Shirley will be on the pole tonight. Jonathan Davenport on the outside. Kyle Bronson will be on the inside of row 2. Who's going to join him on the outside of row 2? We're about to find out.
Underway, and Overton gets a really good start. Devin's going to try to make up ground in 1 and 2 as Overton lets it float to the cushion. And tell you what, Cody Overton likes East Alabama Motor Speedway. Kelly Carlton did not like that start. We're going to give him one more chance. We're going to get him. We want him side by side out of turn at number 4. And you heard Jonathan Davenport, and that was the intent when this place was built. Somebody came up here and said, I'm going to bring East Alabama Motors. I'm going to build East Alabama Motor Speedway, and I'm going to do it in Illinois. And maybe a tick smaller, but I tell you what, it's definitely got some characteristics that are in common.
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to a few folks that have said it reminds me of East Alabama, but just a little bit smaller. You hear a lot of Atomic Speedway, a tighter Atomic Speedway reference. We're going to find out who is talking about this racetrack in our sweet manufacturing interview at the end of iBox Springs Heat number 4. We're back underway.
And Cody Overton gets the whole shot again, off into 1 and 2. Devin Moran heads up top. Garrett Albertson down low, off into 3 and 4. They're all chasing the 2 car.
Here comes Devin Moran down to the inside at the end of lap number 1. Cody Overton going to be your leader. Devin Moran second, nearly 3 wide for third, Ben.
Brandon Shepard 5th to 3rd. Albertson battles back to his inside. Albertson will take 3rd. Shepard back to 4th. Meanwhile, Devin sets his sights on Cody for the lead. Cody Overton's got it. Here comes Devin Moran. Good battle at the front of the pack.
Look at this. This track is so good when it cleans off. Devin Moran got to run down to the inside of Cody Overton. That's the battle for the lead on the left side of your screen. Cody Overton in the Dane Stein Motorsports number 2, and Devin Moran in the Roger Sellers number 99 battling up front.
2 cars dancing in front of the pack. Meanwhile, Chevy back up into 3rd. Albertson back to 4th. 5th. Right now, Brandon Overton 6th. The 20 RT car of Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to get a speed under him. Meanwhile, Drake Troutman trying to rally as well. He started back at 9th.
Yeah, Drake Troutman, my goodness, those top 7-8 cars in this heat race are absolutely incredible and could win anywhere at any given night. Comes Brandon Overton down to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr. in a battle for the 5th spot halfway home. Ben 5 laps down. 5 laps to go, and it's still Cody Overton setting sail.
If Cody can win this one, you think there's going to be a smile on his face? Survey says most likely. Right now, Cody right around the top side. Nice little curve is built up on the top side of the Spoon River Speedway with 4 laps to go. Overton's advantage last time by 6/10 of a second. Devin's trying to get there. Devin got over the cushion a little bit. That cost him. Meanwhile, Sheppy rides in 3rd. Albertson 4th. Ricky Thornton Jr. on the outside looking in, back in 5th.
Cody Overton, buddy, a little easy off turn 4 there, my friend. He almost slapped the concrete coming off the 4th corner. We keep it doubled up for you at home. That intense battle back there for the 6th position up front. Green flag waving in the air. 2 laps to go for Cody Overton. Devin Moran's closed that gap back down to about half a second, Ben, as they head down the back straightaway.
Down the back straightaway, they race back to the All-Guy Performance. 1 to go, and Moran closes in on Overton. Can he get here on the final lap, DJ?
He's going to try to get close enough to throw a slider. Devin Moran's right there. They're going to head down the back straightaway for the final time. Slider coming from the 99. He'll look down to the inside. I don't know that he got the line he wanted. Off corner number 4, Cody Overton wins Ibach Springs heat race number 4. Devin Moran 2nd, Brandon Shepard 3rd, and Garrett Albertson will finish in the final transfer. How about this? On the outside looking in, Ricky Thornton Jr., Brandon Overton, Drake Troutman, Michael Leach, Tim McCready, and Jeep Van Wormer in an absolutely loaded 4th and final Ibach Springs heat race.
Your 4th and final transfer to Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 58th. The 1 of Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois. 2nd to Dresden, Ohio's Devin Moran. And your winner out of Thompson, Georgia, Cody Overton. And the Stein Motorsports, Shaw Trucking. He's looking for the interview down there. The Budweiser, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Supply Chain Management, Morley, VP Boswell Oil, Triple Electric, Convenient Lube, LaRussa Plumbing, and Buffalo Bar and Grill. All sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn for Cody Overton. He's caught up with our own Mike Lewis.
Got a big Spring Nationals win to his credit here in 2025. You hold off Devin Moran, and all of a sudden the boys from Georgia got something to say for those Illinois boys. Nice run, Cody.
Yeah, thank you. Man, we were a lot better yesterday too. Just that qualifying's everything, and we just kind of got ourselves behind and kind of make up for it today. So I don't know. Something about up here. I think I blend in better here than I do in the South. So I don't know. This place is cool. It's the first time here, and it's pretty neat.
Well, you got to start up front. Illinois, welcome him all the way from Georgia. How about it? Little sexy Cody Overton gets it done.
I don't know. I think blend in's a strong word. I think accents like
accent
mine
might
and
give it
Cody's,
away.
I think it gives away we're from the South. Hey man, 4 great heat races in the books, and now it is time for dirt car modified heat race action. And Patrick Davis, he truly does it all, is going to bring that your direction. Look at that sunset, my goodness.
Yeah, what a Chamber of Commerce weather here in Central Illinois. We've been waiting on this for a while. Heat race 1, lineup 4, your dirt car modifieds. They'll roll off like this on the pole. It is Owensboro, Kentucky's Cole Falloway at 66, and outside of him, your 2-time and defending Mars Racing Championship, powered by Summit Racing Equipment Series champion Michael Long out of Fowler, Illinois, the 18L. Josh Allen in the